What is up, Friday Nighters? Did something happen? I feel like the countdown got cut short. Either way, I guess not. So here we are. So maybe not. No more countdown. Guys, welcome to another episode of Just Another Friday Night. I am CM Chuck. This man right here, Adamantium Adam, we call him Double A.
Rough night yesterday. Rough night.
Not for Tom Brady.
Oh, no.
No, you know what? Hey,
For him,
you guys did play a good game.
For him, it was like, it's Sunday. I'm going to go into Monday. And, you know.
Hey,
you know what, guys? I mean, golly, that guy is just fucking great. Whether you like him or not, he's just great. That guy has, obviously, a minute 24. You know, as fans, we know that's too much time for Tom Brady. But, I mean, just the way the guy is on the bench, he gets up, puts his helmet back on, and leads that march, man. And, you know, there was a play, I guess they called, like Twitch called. He looked there and he was like, oh. Yeah. Like, and he ran his own play. I was like,
I really do feel like that coach is like, what do you think, Tom? You think this would be good?
It's Byron Leftwich. Do you remember him? He
No.
used to be Jacksonville's quarterback, but he wasn't a very good quarterback. So you're having this second-rate guy trying to tell Tom Brady, you know, well, hey, Tom, what do you think about play 12? And Brady's like, no.
He's like, let's go ahead and go with what you think, Tom.
But, man, a hell of a game, a hell of an opening game. Man, it was action-packed, offensive, right? I mean, shit. I mean,
you guys played good.
Yeah.
I was, and again, I'm a Patriots fan, but I was cheering for Tom Brady because I have him in two fantasy leagues,
man,
so I'm allowed to cheer for Tom Brady.
What a great fucking game to open up the season. It got me pumped up. I was like, man, football is back. People are into it. Brady looks like he hasn't even broke a sweat, you know, from last year. Man, I can't believe the man is 44.
Let me tell you, Double A, people drafted Gronk in their fantasy as a backup and didn't start him, and Antonio Brown, and they were like, right now they're kicking themselves in the ass, like, fuck!
I think Antonio Brown had like over 100 yards in the first half. You know, Gronk had like, what, 2 touchdowns?
Yeah,
you know, something like that. Brady finished off with 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, like 380 yards. So
pretty impressive.
You know?
Your guys were not bad though.
No,
they played pretty good.
What's his name?
Prescott.
Not Prescott. Dak actually played pretty well yesterday.
Zeke didn't do too hot.
Man. He looks leaner, but man, he couldn't even move for shit.
People that started him got hurt in their fantasy because it was
we got some people in. Let says,
hi, beautiful cousin
hey,
Let. Rich says, "What's up, guys?"
What's
and
up,
cheers,
Rich?
cheers, Rich,
and cheers to you, Steve.
Steve, we got something really special for you, Steve. So stick around, please, at least for 30 minutes if you can, because we got something really great for you, and you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
But yeah, what a great game. A really good game, really offensive game. Can't wait for Sunday.
Yeah, man, can't wait for Sunday, man. Trash talking, football is back. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Time trash talking. I was expecting Rich to show up last night on the group chat to shit talk to you some more. But,
well, Joe was out there waving y'all's the star flag for you. So Joe was being the stereotypical Cowboys fan you don't like, and
he private messaged me. He was like, "Bro, I'm not upset at all. They played really well." And he goes, "And I'm thinking playoffs this year." I'm like, "Okay, they played well, but you know what? Right now they're 0-1."
Meanwhile, Double A was like this: playoffs.
I wasn't. If you guys were seeing my post last night, I put the fucking mascot where he's all
yeah. So it was
oh my goodness.
It was fun. It was a good fun first game. I'm glad I cut the cord at the home, so I didn't get to I was watching through
Jessica's
got YouTube TV.
Oh, okay.
So we were watching through that. Okay. So, but it was good. I was watching the end of it with Holty Bear. He dropped by real quick, and so we were literally standing up and we were just like watching the TV and we're both like, wow, this could happen. And I said, it's going to come down to clock management right now.
And you know what? The Cowboys, they did that. The 2 years they played Green Bay in the playoffs, they scored real quick and he gave Aaron Rodgers too much time. And then, you know, a minute 24, you give Tom Brady, the greatest QB of all time, a minute 24. A minute 24 for that guy is like 3 minutes.
This is what Belichick is. And again, you know, we're not seeing it right now, but this is what he was fantastic about. He's a great clock manager. Like the clock, you know, it kind of sucks that that's how you use it to win, but it is part of it.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's not. You could tell the big difference how Dak was wasting so much time and not going anywhere, where Brady was like, you know, boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Rich says, I'm saving it till tonight. Oh, okay. Thanks, Rich.
Oh.
Not going to lie. They played well. And Steve says, I think if Dallas had a kicker, you know what? That kicker really did fuck him up. The 60-yarder, I'm not going to blame on the 60-yarder.
Yeah.
That's too fucking
That's
far.
tough.
That's too
tough.
fucking
That's
far.
it. They have the Zerline, right?
Yeah, Zerline.
Isn't that the one that they called him Legatron?
Man, I hope not.
He was like the one that was like
I don't know, but he missed it.
Years
He
ago.
missed that extra shot right there, and then he missed another short one. So I don't know. Man.
Yeah.
That guy blew balls, but still, that Cowboys did have a chance to win. But you're leaving Tom Brady a minute 24 on the clock.
It's hard because you're asking yourself like, well, what do you do? How do you burn more clock? And it's hard too when you have momentum and you want to. Someone tells you slow down. You're like, I fucking can't. You know, where if you're doing good, it's like I'm sure Dak wasn't thinking about slowing down. He's like, I'm having a great fucking game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
and that's the problem.
That. But again,
that's the difference between a 7-time champion and a guy that barely makes it to the playoffs. So,
it's chess, not checkers. Everyone, I always tell people that too.
Yeah.
It's very, very, but either way, fun, good stuff. Double A, what else? Adrenalize me, brother. I haven't said it in a while. Excuse me.
Anybody check out Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi? That came out last weekend.
I did. I saw Shang-Chi, yeah.
Good?
Yeah, I really liked it. It's really fun.
Okay.
It's action-packed. It's a great adventure feel movie, a fun movie. I feel like the guy is really energetic. Simu Liu. He's really great and funny. And the girl that acts alongside him, I believe her name is Aquafina, like the water. She did a really great job. I know people like her from Crazy Rich Asians. It was a cool story, different from Marvel comic books, but Marvel comic book characters' names are there.
I don't know. I never read the comics, so maybe.
Me neither. I never read.
Now I know the Mandarin is strictly Iron Man, so that was
yeah.
But you know what? It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe is completely different from the comics, and the way they've been doing it, I've been okay with what they've been doing. So let them.
Yeah.
If they want to put the Mandarin in this movie, go ahead.
It's fantastic and it's fun. It's a great watch. I did have to go to a theater, but it was fine.
I know, and they're saying the Eternals are going to do the same thing with the Eternals. It's just going to be big screen. So I was kind of like, fuck.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be the Marvel experiment with Shang-Chi, which obviously it made that 71 million or whatever. So I think it's going to be okay because we know that in December is Spider-Man, and there's no way we're not going to that. So I'll wear 2 masks. I'll wear the whole fucking Breaking Bad suit if I have to go to see Spider-Man. I got to see Spider-Man. I love that one.
Rich says, no, the kicker just had back surgery. And the commentators were saying he was not at 100%. Okay, then why
do you play him?
Why the fuck did you play him?
Why don't you have another kicker?
Yeah,
a reserve kicker.
They signed a guy that just had back surgery? God, what the fuck?
Maybe Jerry's hurting for money. Loan him a $5.
Are you kidding me? Shit.
I'm like...
That guy was having like yacht parties last year.
I would have bought 4 fucking kickers, like cash. I would have paid cash for that. Oh, Jerry, what do you do with all that money? But invite us to the yacht party, just another Friday night.
Israel is not even worried about football. He's just worried about what revenue comes from the fucking team.
Quickly, I want to say congrats to AEW on their great pay-per-view.
My goodness.
Wow.
They probably are now the most entertaining, most exciting wrestling promotion maybe now in the world.
Game changer, guys.
And it looks like more people are wanting to leave now and join AEW.
Can we kill Steen Kill one more time, though? Can El Generico team up with Don the Mask?
If Owens leaves, Zayn's going to leave for sure. And then what about now you have let me see, Undisputed Era, that whole great team from NXT. They released Bobby Fish. Now Adam Cole's on AEW, so it's like, damn.
So we've got the lone man there,
Kyle and Roderick.
And Roderick, they might as well make them main roster at this point. You know what I mean? I did hear, however, that Melissa Santos, Brian Cage's wife, says that he's unhappy with his role, and it's kind of funny because he's a model WWE guy. I'm like, if he wanted to, he could probably go. You know? Mario Delgado in the house. He says
it was blah, blah, fussy cash. And the 10 rings were more authentic in this one. If you like Asian cinema, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, awesome. Great.
Yes.
I couldn't have said it better. If you love those kind of movies, if you love Kung Fu movies like Mario's saying, you'll fucking love it. Should we?
We got Mario and Steve here in the house, so we want to start with something very, very special. Double A, you want to start with this? Yeah.
So I saw this, Mario posted it. I'm a huge Phantom freak. I love the Phantom. Love the movie. Love the whole Pope. We love Zorro. We love the Phantom. These guys were created before the comic book heroes were around. So I purchased this for Mario, and you can still purchase. You can go to Authority Comics and message him for stuff.
Yeah, guys, just search Authority Comics on Facebook. Hit us up. We can get in touch with Mario. You can get in touch with Mario through his email. There's all kinds of ways to do that.
And look at that, man. Just the purple pops. The
I
two
love
pistols,
that pose,
his
man.
belt.
The skulls around the base. That is a badass Phantom, man. I was telling Mario Delgado when we picked this up that I used to like the cartoon Defenders of the Earth, and the main character was Flash Gordon, I believe, and the secondary was the Phantom, and that was the action figure I had to buy, man, because it looks so cool, and that's
and the ring,
yeah. Boom. One of the things I love about comics is the way that the characters pop off the page, and the Phantom has always been one of those. Steve says, all I know is my Ags won. Congrats to them, Steve. Always happy for Texas boys to get a win. So that's all good.
Then Mario, let me have this really clean, old school Phantom comic book with the ring. It just pops.
May 1967. If you're gonna have a cover of a
just
Phantom book, you gotta
pops.
have one like that with the ring punching you. That's a gorgeous cover, man. I mean, that is a piece of art.
And then, should we get on with the?
Yes.
So,
Steve, this stuff right here is not mine or Double A's. This stuff does belong to Mario of Authority Comics. You can get in touch with him for pricing. We don't have pricing, or you can get in touch with us and we'll get in touch with them for you. But he specifically loaned these items to us, Steve, with you in mind. However, anyone is available they are for sale to anybody.
Yeah.
So you got to beat Steve though. But yeah, he really wanted us to show you these items.
This is Hanna-Barbera Super TV Heroes Issue 1, first appearance of the Herculoids. And it's got Birdman, Moby Dick, the Mighty Mictar, Young Samson, and Goliath.
Look at that, man. The Herculoids are right there, Steve. The first time they appeared in comics, is that correct?
Yes.
Very awesome. Now, this is what we call, Steve, a graded comic book. It's sealed inside there. You can't open it up and flip the pages, and you don't want to. If you tilt it down, sometimes you lose it. Like that or the other way. Yeah, you can tilt it either way. What's up, Jason? No apologies for being late, brother. We're just glad that you're here.
Beautiful copy. Herculoid's first appearance in the comics.
Yep, that is gorgeous,
again,
man.
Message Mario if you're interested.
Yeah, and that right there, again, Steve's graded. It's an 8. That's a very high grade. That is an investment. That is something that will just continue to grow in value. Great cover for you to set somewhere on your mantle like that. Would look awesome.
Man, you want to introduce this piece?
So this piece, Steve, is one part of 3. If you see in the back, you got the HER. There's 2 other pieces that go with it, Mario says, that will form the whole name Herculoids, if you get it up there. I don't think you can see it from the back.
No, you really can't. But
Gloop and Gleep, you can show the sides. But
those might be the other pieces right there.
Yeah, it's really excellent. It's beautiful art on the box. It's really pristine condition.
Yeah,
there's no bent edges or anything like that. I mean, Steve, once again, this is something that you might want to leave in the box. But if you can touch up the sides with the other ones in the box and put them together, it's gonna look great somewhere like on a mantle or into your, I don't know if I put this in the garage. You want to put it in the heat, but it's really beautiful, man.
And again, this is for Mario Authority Comics.
Authority Comics. You can get in touch with him or get in touch with us on how to get it. But the Herculoids, Steve, you've asked several times. Here it is. I believe that Mario says he has 2 of the 3 pieces.
Yes, I believe
that's
that's
2
what he
of the
said.
3 pieces. But yeah, so I don't know if he's got the cur or the cull or the oids. But yeah. Which piece? Let me know, Steve. Mario is here in the group, so he's gonna hit you up on that. You guys can communicate too through Facebook on that. But you let us know, and then. Got 2 more pieces again.
These show this one off. It's a Space Ghost.
Yeah, and I've seen this at Mario's, and I was like, "Well, I know it's a Space Ghost, but I want to see what it is." And it is gorgeous. I'm sure. I love Space Ghost. Great character. We're in the Hanna-Barbera world, are we not?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Move your pin and your thing here.
Yes, we are. So, ooh.
And this is our first time we've had stuff on loan from Mario, so we're being extra careful because these are not our own items.
Wow. This is a super.
Oh,
badass.
damn, that's badass. Jason, he's doing really great, man. He's doing really great.
Wow.
Heavy?
Yes, but.
Woo!
Fuck.
That's a beautiful Space Ghost.
Wow.
We need some Just Another Friday Night Podcast T-shirt money so we can go half on that, double A.
Right?
Just share custody of it.
Big time. Man.
Damn. Look
That
at Space
looks-
Ghost, man. Let me just feel the weight. I just want to feel the weight. Mario was specific that I not handle things that double A handle them. So, yeah. Numbered?
Yes, it is. 891 out of 1,000.
Only
So
1,000 made.
1,000
Mario just said that.
made.
That he's touching the wrist. I mean, like, it is gorgeous,
pops.
man. That
It really
thing
does
is
pop.
right out of the freaking cartoon. Used to love Space Ghost. And then they redid the remember they redid the he was like a late night host, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. That was a really, really cool one. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Again, all of this available through Mario of Authority Comics. You can hit him up on Facebook. You can hit him up right now in the chat because he's here watching along with us.
It looks like
Dang.
comes
Look at
with
that.
this.
And Space goes in Zorak. Used to love Zorak. Super hilarious. Again, I'm thinking
But, I mean, classic cartoon image, you know, when it would give you the title and everything.
And flip over, show the certificate of
The
authenticity there.
certificate of authenticity.
From Warner Brothers right there, guys. Guys, if you want the highest quality comic books, statues, toys, you go to Mario. He's got stuff there. And guys, let me tell you, sometimes you go places, the box in a rough shape. It's missing this piece, you know, whatever. Not with Mario, man. Everything there, all together, all beautiful, all pristine. And yeah, he said, I got some cool stuff you guys can show on the show. And I said, oh, man, awesome. We love show and tell, you know, just like anybody else. So great for us to bring those items out and show here. And the big piece de resistance is right here behind us. Double A is going to probably swing it over here so we can show it, but get it a little bit closer. But we want to put the Phantom up for you here. But Mario also loaned us this one here. We don't want to drop the Herculoids there.
No, it's safe.
But this is an Alex Ross.
And kind of go your way. It's like Hanna-Barbera, the classic kind of cartoons.
You've got Space Ghost flying there. You've got the Wonder Twins. You've got, I mean, the Herculoids are there.
Ghost, yeah, you said the Wonder Twins right here on the bottom.
Yeah.
He said Shazam was up here.
And guys, it looks glossy, but it's not. This is a plastic that Mario has over it to cover it. It's canvas. If you can see kind of right here through this piece here. It's really, really gorgeous textured canvas. It's super beautiful. I would hang this over my bed if my girlfriend would let me. It's already set up to be hung. It's got the wire on the back here. It's on wood, canvas on wood.
Kind of bring it down a little bit so they can see more of the characters.
Gleep and gloop, gloop and gleep.
And then go here.
I gotta admit, some of these I didn't watch, Double A, so I don't know. I'm not that familiar with everybody, but it is.
No, but obviously you've seen them. Commercials. I mean, these are all the classic cartoons.
If you watched any Hanna-Barbera, you know these characters.
You know these characters.
So, and then it's Alex Ross, which we love Alex Ross. Yeah. Anything Alex Ross looks like you have beautiful art in your home because it's.
I mean, a lot of my comics in here are Alex Ross. So.
I buy Alex Ross covers just for the covers. I don't care what he drew. He can draw anything. Yeah, he can make anything look amazing. So you wanna set it to the back there. I'm gonna hand it to you all the way. Okay. But yes, Mario, thank you so much for loaning us those wonderful items to show here. Again, Steve, he had you in mind specifically, but again, anyone that would like any of these items, not Double A's Phantom, but the Herculoids, the Herculoids, very first appearance in comic books.
Golly, the Space Ghost.
Man, I love that Space Ghost, man. It is. That's my favorite piece.
I knew I was gonna love it when I bought it, when I took it out.
Yeah, and you know we should have left it in the box so we wouldn't fall in love. But guys, again, you know, and there's other characters on here too. You've got Birdman, remember, Harvey Birdman, remember Attorney at Law? That was one that, you know, the Mighty Mythor.
He looks cool. I like his design.
Cool. the Herculoids, of course, young Samson and Goliath, and Moby Dick, who was
Moby Dick.
the white whale. I mean, you know what I mean. So I mean, look at that. And guys, it's a grade 8. You know, it's from what year is this? 19.
It has to be the 60s.
Let me see here. Dan Spiegel art, who I think is the original artist, but yeah, Hanna-Barbera Super TV Heroes #1. I think it is 68. Yeah, but man, isn't that amazing? Amazing, guys. So again, anything like that you need, reach out to Mario, reach out to us, and we'll reach out to Mario for you. And this is just the tip of his iceberg. You know what I mean? This guy's got it all. If you're not like into this, but you're into other stuff, all you got to do is ask. You know what I mean? I love hearing some of the comments. Let's see. After Mario said only 1,000 made, Steve says Space Ghost awesome. Rich says wow, that is awesome. Mario says I will post some pics on my page tomorrow, guys. Guys, go check it out right there in the corner, Authority Comics. Steve says, all right, Mario, we need to speak, sir. I think you guys definitely do. Mario says, message me anytime on my page, Steve. And Mario says, thank you, gentlemen. And thank you as well, Mario, for the lovely loaning of these gorgeous items. Maybe more to come. We can make this a segment. You know what I mean? We're always up for new segments, right? Double A, get a new segment in, and then can show off stuff. Like I said, we like show and tell, whatever. You know, I like just to see stuff sometimes. I don't get to own everything. You know what I mean? But I'm a bit of a window shopper, so you know.
So I mean, really cool stuff. You know, Mario, he still deals in comics. He has slabs. Okay.
Coming in clutch all the time.
All right. He has Alex Ross stuff. He has more posters. If you want to hit him up, maybe with posters.
Yeah.
So again, slabs. Man, if you're really into the old Hanna-Barbera stuff, man, this will be a great addition.
And again, guys, a grade 8. It's already graded from the CGC. That's the comics grading. Was it commission or whatever it is? But the CGC is the authority on grading comics.
Herculoids.
Yeah. And if you've got a graded book, it's an investment, and it already looks beautiful. It's preserved in there. No damage can come to it. You know, so your investment is protected already. And again, in that state, it just goes up.
Yeah, it's just gonna keep going up. So,
so wonderful stuff, man. Again, yes, and Mario says anytime. Thank you, Mario. I love this.
Hercules.
Yeah, I would, you know, to have all 3 pieces would be something, and you get something
pretty cool, right? That they even did that.
Yeah, like that too. Yeah, and again, I kind of know about the Herculoids from Steve's commenting about the Herculoids. I had to like finally see them. Mario showed me what they look like, and I was like, oh wow, cool. You know what I mean? So great stuff, Mario. Thank you so very much again. And Mario did say anytime, so we appreciate
and
that.
Again, guys, Authority Comics on Facebook.
Check them out, guys. Check them out. Great stuff. Mario's a great guy. Mario says. These pieces aren't cheap, but I will treat you right. And that is 100% true.
Again, CM, like CM said, I mean, they're just really great investments. So
number 1, Mario works with you. Number 2, he'll make it. If you want it, he'll make it happen for you. So that's their main thing. If you want it, you can have it. And he'll make it happen for you in a variety of different ways that he can work with you on things. Believe me, I've always been on that end. So
I wanted this. He made it work.
And you got a bonus with the book, so that's super awesome. But guys, we're not quite at the 30-minute mark. So Double A, anything else?
Man, I'm just again, football season's back Sunday, so go out and watch that.
Are you going to go see Shang-Chi? You might wait.
I might wait. And it's not because of the character. I'm just a little nervous about everything that's going on again.
No. Yeah, certainly. I agree.
Traders, they're having Lou Ferrigno back.
Great.
You missed him the first time. He is coming back Saturday and Sunday. So Lou Ferrigno,
very cool.
Look out for that on Traders. Cool. I think we got some Comic-Cons happening in Dallas. Mario did say he was going to be there. I think it's next weekend, the 17th and the 18th and the 19th, I believe.
Is it Fan Expo?
Fan Expo. Okay. Yeah, so Mario will be out there. If any of you guys make a planet trip over there.
To the Dallas area.
Yeah, and then our own Comic-Con, the big Texas Comic-Con, is coming in October, man.
Yeah, very nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Doug Jones?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Doug Jones. So. Yeah, I'm super excited for Doug Jones. He liked one of our pictures recently. We mentioned that. 2 of them. Okay, and
then Jim Starlin, man. Jim Starlin's coming to our Comic-Con. Yeah, for us, he's a creator of Thanos. So that's huge just by itself. He wrote the Infinity Gauntlet. the one that Avengers Endgame and Infinity War is about. He wrote those. So
very badass.
Here we go. Jason says, how about them Cowgirls? And Rich says, first team with the losing record already.
Guys just can't get off of football, huh?
Nice. Nice, guys.
Yeah.
Is this y'all show or is this my show?
I was going to say, hey, there's great stuff, guys. Yeah, man, we love football talk and football trash talk, especially.
Man, it's weird because like I'm a Cowboy fan and like most of my friends and family are against Cowboys, so it's fucking weird. It's like with the Spurs. It's like we're all on board on the Spurs.
Yeah, that's not hard. You know what I mean? So, Rich says that we need another sports episode. Absolutely, man. I don't know.
We're trying to do a football one.
Yeah, we want to do football. We're waiting to get the right mix of the guest list, whatever. And I'm sorry, guys, I messed up this year on the fantasy football thing because I didn't get it ready in time. But I had like maybe 7 people that I was really sure about. But then I was gonna have those other spots to fill, and I don't think I had enough time. Plus, I'm in 2 leagues already, so it's kind of like rough. That's why I drafted Brady in both because I was like, I gotta have a reason to root for him, right?
Now, how does that work? So he had 380 yards, but he had 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So how does that work out? Is that a win for you, or
it's a win? So he got me about 27 points.
Okay, and what's the highest? I guess I never played fantasy football, so I don't know.
Well, it's really more like this. Like for doing different things, you get different points. Like you get let's say you get 7 points for a touchdown. You get 4 points for going over 100 passing yards, whatever. So I'm basically just trying to outscore you, but with a variety of things. When you're running backs, you do different, your wide receivers do different stuff. Obviously, scoring is the most, or even your kicker and your defense.
And when does all that come down? Like on Tuesday? After Sunday and Monday?
Yeah. Yeah, by Tuesday, by Tuesday, by Tuesday, whatever. They kind of tabulate everything too, because there's sometimes a little bit of you're seeing a live thing back and forth or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, and part of it is too is I gotta know so and so's playing this defense, he's gonna do great.
So I was gonna say, so it kind of makes watching football even more exciting.
It does. It absolutely does.
Wow. So you kind of stop hating other teams, right? And you're kind of like, oh man, I really need him to fucking win. I need him to go.
Yeah, you do. But if you're like me, I try to intentionally not draft people from teams that I'm going to hate because I need to hate them throughout the year. But it ends up happening eventually anyway, you know what I mean? So, because you are trying to win and there's money on the line.
That's what I'm saying. So that kind of goes out the window, I would think. And you're just like, okay, well, you know what? That dude is a badass. So I'm going to go with
totally,
him.
man.
I hope he runs all over the fucking Patriots.
Totally. Hey, if I would have had no choice but to draft Aaron Rodgers, I would have drafted Aaron Rodgers because he's Aaron Rodgers and he's going to score me points. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and again, what's fun about it? I would say this: you can still root for the team to lose because a guy can have a great game. If somebody had Dak last night, they got good points. But if they had Zeke, they didn't get good points. You know what I mean? But if they hated the Cowboys, they're still happy because the Cowboys lost and Dak still got them points.
Damn. All right.
It adds some layers to it. It adds some layers.
But see, at that point, then you really have to pay attention to everybody in the league, right?
You do, because you have to know who's hurt, who's fucking suspended, last season sucked because of the COVID shit. It really fucked everything up.
Damn.
It was bad.
See, I don't know if I can have that time to actually look at everybody.
Let me tell you, Double A, through the apps, they make it super easy. The good ones are ESPN's, Yahoo's, and the NFL.com one or whatever.
Okay.
And were you playing pickups with us this year?
I am.
Yeah, so we're playing the pickups together on Yahoo.
We just do teams though.
Yeah,
so that's super easy.
Yeah. Well, there's still strategy to that too.
Sure,
you see the ties, you know what I mean? And there's not that many of us in that pick'em league.
No, it's
so,
not. No.
We should have added maybe Joe and Rich take their money. So let us know if you guys want to get in the pick'em league.
Rich says that's a good one for QB fantasy, and he said especially when money is involved, it's super exciting.
Yeah, it does make it exciting. Yeah, and you do have to pay attention, but you can not watch any games, and your phone will give you a lot of information.
So I was like, man, you gotta have a TV with all the fucking games there.
No.
Man, there's my boy right there.
Trust me, Double A. The phone does a lot of the work for you, whatever. And once the game starts, you can't make changes. So it's not like I can. If Brady goes down in the middle of the game, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? So yeah. Rich says, I'm down to do fantasy baseball and football.
He does
baseball and basketball I won't touch, Rich, because there's too many games. So, and again, I know I said it's easy, but with football, I can manage it in my mind.
32 teams, and I mean it's spread out.
17
Thursday.
weeks, or what are we at?
17 weeks, and then it's just like Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. So.
But guys, we are right up against that first break, and we do want to get right into this episode for you since we're starting a little bit late again, but not that late. We're getting right around the 7:30, 8 o'clock range, whatever. But keep commenting, guys. Keep telling us what you think, what you want to talk about. Again, if you need to be able to get a hold of Mario or whatever, sorry, I'm trying to wrinkle myself.
Get in touch with Mario.
No. All right, guys. Well, we'll take this quick first break. We'll talk some more to you in the comments in this little break. If you're listening to us on audio, you'll hear me do a commercial, and then after that, smooth sailing from there on out, guys. Stick around with us. We appreciate you. I kind of feel like I lost my way there, right?
Rich says baseball is very time consuming but fun.
Okay.
I bet that one too. Golly, I mean,
and I know next to nothing about baseball. Like that makes it even harder.
When I did follow baseball for like a good number of years, from like '96 to about 2007, I mean, man, it was kind of easier. It was easy if you read the papers and stuff like that. You read about who was doing who. Mm-hmm. You would get to know who's the hit leaders. You would know who's the home run leaders. Mm-hmm. You would know who's the good at stealing. Trust me. If you actually focus, if you read the stuff, it makes it easy where you can tell, okay, I can go for this guy, I can go for this guy, I can go for this guy. So you just have to really set yourself into baseball.
I did
to see. So
what was it? I've never played another sport or whatever in fantasy, but I'm trying to remember what it was I was thinking of that. You can just I did a draft this season. Excuse me. That normally you draft on your phone, but this one was like a guy bought what they call like a draft kit. So it's like there's stickers with the players' names, and you're putting them on a board, and you're like building. So when you do it through the phone, it helps you a little bit because it automatically tells you like this is the next best player or whatever. Now you still got to know one thing or another about them, like, hey, is this guy got COVID? Is this guy is he healthy? Whatever. Because you don't want to just take the next man up necessarily because, you might know something that's been in the news that is common knowledge or whatever, but the damn drafting doesn't know. It just knows that, like in one league I got like Odell Beckham because he's like ranked up there or whatever, but I also have to think to myself like, oh, is he like all the way healthy and all that? Are they going to throw to him? You know what I mean? So anywho, I did not like drafting it. And when, our cousin Mario, he drafts, like I went to one of his drafts at a bar and it's like, they're like writing on the cards and he's like using a magazine and I was like, fuck that. I like when the phone does it all for me because I was like, I don't know enough about that. And then anything that's published, shit, a week, he could have got a car accident this week. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, fuck.
You have to pay attention to all that shit when you're really, really involved in that.
But when you're doing it on the phone, though, it'll even tell you, like, this guy's questionable, this guy's out, this guy's suspended. You know what I mean? And you're like, okay, so it's pretty much up to the minute updates on your phone so you won't get lost. You know what I mean? I had dreamed of commissioning an all women's league because, like, there was at a point where, like, I was, like, more into it and, like, it was almost like all the wives and girlfriends were like not wanting the men to watch. I was like, this would probably make it fun for them. So I had wanted to make a female participant league or whatever. And it's odd. Your cousin Tina hit me up to join one of her leagues or whatever. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, I didn't even know you played. I said, now that I know, I'll invite you to play with us next year or whatever. And one of the ones we do. So I didn't join that league because I'm already into too much money. So
Rich said, if you do your research in baseball, you can get good players and points. But the ones I have done, good money is involved, so it's worth the time and research.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I would like to try basketball or baseball one season, like a free one, like just to try it so I could figure it out. If I can't figure it out, I won't play.
I would say you need to watch like baseball maybe a season without playing so you can kind of get familiar.
I watch a lot of playoffs, believe it or not. Because I remember I think I watched that whole series where the Royals were almost going to win. They ended up losing to, who'd they lose to?
They won. Kansas City won recently.
Maybe that's the one I was thinking of that I watched when they won.
They won.
I watched when the Cubs won. I watched when some of the bigger ones I did watch. I watched almost all that series. Not the whole game. I'm like up and down, but I'm watching it.
They did really good.
And they were it was dramatic. It was good. I mean, I love sports. Anything that you can compete in is good. So
Steve says, thanks so much for showing the Herculoids pieces, guys. Thanks, Mario.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure, Steve. I hope that you guys, I hope that one of these will end up in your collection, Steve, because they're really cool, man. And I got to say, that's something you can passed down to family. It's a great conversation piece. Having your house, people be like, "What's that? So
Oh
cool."
man,
You know
especially
what I
if
mean?
you're around people like our age, Herculoids, they'll be like, "Oh shit, Herculoids," you know, like damn.
Yeah, yeah, and like Mario said, it's an investment. You know what I mean? But it's a worthwhile one, I think, and it's one again that no one is going to work with you the way Mario does to make it
No,
happen.
I've been around.
Yep,
And
me
no.
too. We were just talking with him, and we just said, man, we've been buying from you for again over 25 years. You guys have seen our episodes with Mario, and we're going to have him on again sometime
Yeah,
soon.
he wanted to. He wants to have a big
Maybe with
roundabout.
Gabe and Rick. He says that Rick won't talk, but we think that
We're
Rick will be good.
trying. We're trying hard.
If you guys know,
Man, if you want to talk about experts in this realm, those three guys are going to be the experts.
yeah,
You
these
know?
are the guys that between Rick and Mario that have owned businesses, run businesses, done comic books in this town for over 20 years. And you've got Gabe, who is so well versed.
Yeah.
I know everyone tells me how much they love hearing Double A's side of things because he knows what he's talking about as opposed to me. But Gabe and Gabe and Adam can definitely go at it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm the bullshitter part. That's what you get from me.
Rich says, I want to try, real quick, go back to...
Oh, sorry about that.
Rich says, I want to try basketball too, so let me know if y'all try it. Oof.
Yep, totally. Again, that's a lot of games.
You know what? Basketball, though, is probably easy because most of the good players are on one team. So
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Just draft the Lakers.
Right? I mean, golly.
Yeah, no shit. I wonder how that goes too. But again,
Like Durant, Harden, and they have one more player. They're all in fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And then the Lakers have Anthony Davis, LeBron, Rondo, and I forgot who else they picked up
And
recently.
here's the fun part of it, though, Double A, is that like when you're drafting, like it's me, you, and Rich, right? So it's like let's just say like one of us is going to take LeBron, one of us is going to take like you said, maybe Giannis, someone's going to take whoever. Okay, then we go back again. So eventually, you know how that pool gets thin.
Yeah.
It's going to get thin before we get all of our bench
that's what
filled
I'm
out.
saying. Like it's like you really have to pay attention because most of the teams don't have that superstar anymore like they used to. Like man, back in the 2000s, you can pick so many from Dallas, you can pick so many from the Spurs, from the Lakers, from Sacramento, from Minnesota. I mean, the whole West was loaded up at one point where you can be like, oh, okay, he hasn't been taken. Now I don't even know it's like that anymore.
Fantasy's fun when you get kind of into that deep water when you're like, man, who's gonna? It's kind of funny. I would love to talk to people that played fantasy basketball. I'd be like, man, like what did Ginobili do for y'all? Because I bet he was probably amazing. I bet people wanted like Ginobili because he probably gave you a shit ton of points. Coming off the bench and probably wasn't drafted early. So if you had him, he was like a sleeper. Now, of course, it's also about this. You have a bench, but it's about if you start him. Like I said, Albert told me, Friday Nighter Albert said that he had Gronk on his roster in one of his leagues. And he's like, well, of course I didn't start him because nope, I have, he has Kittle from San Francisco.
Oh.
So he's like, I didn't put him in.
Damn.
So he's like, didn't know he was going to blow up last night. So that's the other thing.
Damn, that sucks.
Do you know if your QB is going to throw a lot to this guy? A lot of it, the deeper you go, the more you'll know, like, that defense is going to attack.
And honestly, I probably would have been the same way. I probably would have been like, well, Gronk's there, but I'm not going to trust him to be my starting because who knows how many he's going to be in there. And and then he had a fucking badass game yesterday.
Yeah, and you got to know the bye weeks too, because you got to take your players out, put other players in. I played against so many guys. I played against so many guys where they fall asleep on their team, and they're just like, "Oh, the computer's doing everything," and I'm like, then they don't put in their quarterback. It's bye week, and I'm like, I just beat their ass. We played with the other Friday Nighter, the imitation Adam T, and he is wonderful about when there's like them London games a Saturday morning, and he just kicks somebody's ass on that. Yeah. He tries to do it in pick'ems too.
Yeah.
So don't be a total dick, right? Let people know and be like, hey,
that's right.
Don't forget there's games tomorrow.
Man, I forgot about that shit.
So if we have that this season,
Yeah,
there probably is, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe
we'll fucking figure it out. But good shit, man, on that. Yeah, it's fun. It definitely makes it more intriguing or whatever. So, but guys, let's get into it. What do you think, Double A?
Yeah. Let's get into
All right, let's get it popping here, guys. We appreciate the comments.
We'll try to have a sports episode soon. Maybe it sounds like we need to have a fantasy football episode. Maybe
interesting.
Maybe midway to see how you guys are doing. Maybe we can get some.
We could just do an update.
People and just you guys can kind of go over how the first half of the season's been, and all that shit. Maybe we can do an episode like that.
That'd be fun.
Down the line.
Oddly enough, this episode may be the first of two. Well, I think it is going to be two parts. We're obviously going to cover the back end. So we've never done this before either, so new for us. But let me get us started here recording, guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys, as Joe says from the Now Watch This podcast, and we're back. They had a great episode recently, guys, about the program. Their show is so funny, Double A. I don't know you. I know you don't have a lot of time to listen to a lot of podcasts, including our own. But they do a great, you know, in the course of their conversation, Joe and Lucky, again, Now Watch This with Lucky and Joe, they do they watch stuff, you know what I mean? So they've mainly done movies, and they've done some really off the wall ones. But they just recently covered the football movie for football season, The Program. You remember that movie?
Yes, yes.
But
yeah, Joe actually had asked me up. He was like, "Hey man, what are some of your favorite football movies?" So he actually hit me up.
I think it was The Replacements. You said, right? Was one of your favorites?
Yeah, like he kind of asked me, and I'm not good when people ask me like
on the spot.
And so like the first ones were like Rudy, The Replacements, and I forgot the third one, man.
Yeah,
I named like three of them, and I just forgot the third one.
Yeah, like I love Rudy. Obviously, I love Remember the Titans. You know,
Remember that was the other one.
I like the ones that make you cry. You know what I mean?
But yeah, The Replacements. I was like, Replacements.
Yeah, I also like Varsity Blues because it was like a fun
right.
MTV movie.
Well, shit, that movie's like gained big time cult status now.
Yeah, well, now with Paul Walker's gone. But it's so funny because we come up in almost every episode in some way, and they always give us so much credit for introducing Joe and Lucky. They always get told that they feel like y'all know each other a long time, and they're like, no, we just met. You know what I mean? But yet they have so much in common, which is true. And it makes it great for their show. It makes it for a fun show. But what's funny is that it's gotten so bad where that we come up in every episode, they say, oh, I guess this is the portion of the show where we blow Just Another Friday Night for 30 minutes. And so when it came up this episode, Luck goes, oh, I didn't know we were at the part where we blow Just Another Friday Night. I was like, golly. Now, mind you, Lucky's been podcasting way longer than us.
No wonder my legs go weak every now and then.
I was going to say, man. I was like,
all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa.
We want to thank you guys for a great job. Again, we reached satisfaction, both of us. So, but totally great episode on the movie The Program. If you've never seen it, go watch it. Then go listen to Now Watch This with Lucky and Joe, or listen to the episode, then go watch the movie. Either way you do it, it's fun. James Caan's in that movie. So
that's right.
And it's so funny, the main quarterback guy, Joe, just continued to be like, man, this guy looks like a fucking real-life vampire. And I was like, watching the movie later on, I was like, man, that guy does look like a vampire, like a real-life vampire.
And see, I keep forgetting, too, like, I always want to say the one from Paul Newman. I always get that one kind of mixed up, because Paul Newman, James Caan, you know.
Oh, right. Yeah. Did Paul Newman do a football movie? Paul Newman did a football?
No, he did a hockey movie.
That's the one that CM Punk likes a lot.
Yes.
Anywho, guys, we'll talk more about that later.
But yeah, so we're gonna get into our, since we're so DC, we're gonna try and do a Marvel episode.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. There's a reason why I'm wearing my Chadwick Boseman shirt, is because I didn't have a shirt, oddly enough, specific for this. But this shirt I did buy through Lucky's T-shirt company, threeleggedраbbit.com. You can go buy one of these shirts there. We did a great episode where we called it Rest in Power King, which is on the side here. It has Chadwick Boseman's years. He was alive 1976 to 2020. And I believe all the proceeds from this shirt go to a charity. Luck does all kinds of stuff like that.
Lucky's real big.
He's really great about charity. Yeah. We love that about them. And
about every Christmas, he always does a toy run. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's already talked about on their show, the next one they're going to do. They're going to do they're going to try and do it bigger with some tents and maybe a DJ. And they do toys for tots, and it's really, really awesome. So
that's fucking cool.
We need to get more into charity ourselves when we figure it all out. So get with Luck on that one. But guys, tonight, if you read the intro that I write up, it was very specific. I ripped it off. It was somebody else said it already. Jeffrey Wright does an outstanding job as the voice of the Watcher in the newest Marvel show on the plate. And we're doing this one in two parts because each episode is different, so it's not like we're going to be covering the story beginning to end. We've got to kind of cover these little stories.
It's like single episodes, and that's all there are, just single. But it's kind of like the way it flows. Like it wasn't supposed to flow like this, but the way it flows, it kind of makes sense. Like we started off with WandaVision, and that kind of fucked things up. And then we went into Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was fine. And then Loki's the one that really fucked up all the timelines, broke everything. And so it's kind of like, it seems like it's the result of the WandaVision and Loki series. Yeah. That we're seeing the branches, what if this happened? What if this happened? What if this happened? And we're kind of seeing that now in this 10-part series. What if?
And we're like he says at the end, What does he say here? He says, "Follow me and ponder the question: What if?"
What if? And
Now,
I think I can open this and maybe show the Watcher.
okay.
So, in case you guys really don't know who the Watcher is, in the comic lore, they are these supreme cosmic beings that watch events. And
There's more than one, right? Double?
yes, they are, but Uatu is probably
The main
most
one.
famous one.
Yeah,
And so
we love Uatu.
issue 1, and there's a Watcher
It's right there.
right there.
Down there, yeah. Oh, right here.
Yeah. And all they do is supposedly just watch and record history, the big events in history. And so they have the ability to see what if, something like this. What if Spider-Man had joined the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
And it's like something happens to one of the other members. So that's what this series pretty much is.
Wasn't this such a fun comic book series too? Double?
I loved
Not
it.
to stray,
I loved
but
it.
yeah,
No,
it was
I loved
like,
it. And I was super excited when he said they were going to make a what if. I was like, holy hell! Yeah. I was like, I'm all for it. I'm there. For
and
it.
DC does have a similar line called Elseworlds. Elseworlds is, I don't know if it's still called that. I think maybe now they call it.
It's as famous as what if.
No, and I think maybe because it didn't have, the title's very on
It's very
those.
out there, right?
What if?
What if?
You know what I mean? Yeah. What if this happened? You know what I mean? So, and that's
there's
fun,
so
right?
many things that you can do with the what if that it doesn't have to be canon, but it's just so fun that you can put these characters in certain situations and it's fun, and that's what they did in these so far 5 of the 10 episodes,
which I have been loving. Let's get right into it, Double. I love the animation. We've already said we both love. If you don't know who the voice is of Uatu, the Watcher is Jeffrey Wright. What do you know him from mainly?
I know him from the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. Mm-hmm. He plays Felix Leiter. Mm-hmm. I know him from Shaft, the remake, the one with 2001, or not the remake. I guess it's a sequel with Samuel L. Jackson and Christian Bale. Mm-hmm. I know him from there. He's kind of like a Puerto Rican actor. Have you ever seen Hunger Games Catching Fire? Mm-hmm. He comes out in that one too. He's a beard
beetle. He
usually has a beard. Mm-hmm. His characters, and he's kind of like balding, I guess you can say. Where else?
I know him from Westworld. He is a huge pivotal character in Westworld. Yeah. He is amazing in it. He's actually amazing in almost everything I see.
I love it.
And he's going to be our new Commissioner Jim Gordon in The Batman.
Wow.
Where they advanced his hairline a little bit.
What happened?
With what?
J.K. Simmons.
Well,
he was Gordon.
well, remember, but now we're with Battinson, so it's not.
Oh,
so it's the Rob Pattinson Batman. Yeah.
So man, they're really fucking spreading out their characters.
Well, not even that, man. But
okay.
As Kevin Smith says on his podcast, he walks between both worlds because he's DC and Marvel. You know what I mean? So because now he's the Watcher.
No, but it's weird. Now you have like 2 Gordons. You got 3 Batmans. It's like, damn, DC's. Mm-hmm. Really making this shit really fucking confusing.
Yeah, yeah. They say, Albert told me that there's a poster out of the Flashpoint already, but I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It's probably, I wouldn't trust that shit yet.
Yeah.
DC right now is moving really slow, and they're not trying to rush anything anymore.
Which is good. So, that's what they needed to do. Take your time. Take your time.
So I'm not going to believe anything yet about posters or shit like that yet. So
yeah. So, let's see. So we love Jeffrey Wright. He's fantastic as the Watcher. He is becoming
great narration too. I love the opening, and he's talking, and he has this just great voice. There's certain actors that just have like a really great narration voice. Like Tony Todd was excellent in Scareglow as Scareglow. Very scary, very fucking scary.
Of course. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Morgan Freeman. Everyone talks about Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, but I mean, Jeffrey Wright's perfect as the Watcher. He's. I don't know, there's something like where you feel like there's power behind there, which there is. So
yeah, I love that. Just like James Earl Jones is another voice like that. I would even say Lawrence Fishburne, the way Lawrence Fishburne speaks as the Silver Surfer.
I don't know if you remember too, like Robert Mitchum had that great voice too. Like you remember his narration in Tombstone?
Oh, yes. Opening? Yeah, that's him?
Yeah.
That's Robert fantastic. Mitchell. Yeah, that's great. What do we know? What do I know him from mainly?
Cape Fear, the original Cape Fear.
That's right.
Yeah. He used to be the guy that says beef or pork or beef.
It's what's for dinner.
It's what's for dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a classic cowboy voice, man. So awesome.
Rough, right? Yeah. So,
very rough. Yeah. So it starts out, obviously Jeffrey Wright brings you in. He lets you know that one event can change things and it can cause a whole different splinter. And we kind of get an indication of this in Loki where we things happen.
Where you
and
really
it
get
branches.
a really good visual, or even if you've seen Avengers Endgame when the HN1 and Bruce Banner's talking. You know, she's like, if you do something, it's going to lead this and this. So
Right.
you get
and
a
you
really
gotta
great visual.
trim the branches,
Yes.
right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you don't want to create multiple
So
timelines.
really great visuals. If you know, go back to those. You know, so
Yeah. And I think the way that Marvel approached What If in the comic books, at least, it was almost just like, well, this was a major event in Marvel comic books, but what if this
Yes.
happened? Or not even a major event, but just like...
no, it would
you
be
know?
like in the beginnings like there was one like what if Phoenix had lived.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think that Jean Grey was even alive at
Oh,
that
wow.
point. So
Okay.
it was kind of cool. You know, to see what would have happened. You know.
Yeah. So we start off in the first episode, which is really great, which is, you know what, I might need my phone to read what it was actually called. Give me just a second, guys. The episodes were called, and I should have had this up earlier.
That's fine. So
It's What If, go ahead.
pretty much Sharon Carter, if you guys remember Peggy, what if she had became Captain America?
Yeah, what if Captain Carter, what if Captain Carter was the first Avenger? So it's neat, right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I loved, number one, some of the images was already out, so I loved the way it looked. It looked cool. She didn't have a mask on, you know, so you knew that it was Peggy, and obviously the Union Jack on the shield as opposed to the Stars and Stripes. And what happens in that one, Double A? It's kind of like, you know,
So-
the move that makes it happen.
So Steve's about to do it when she notices she doesn't go up. That's the difference.
Right.
She doesn't go up when they say, would you be more comfortable? She stays on the floor. And she notices the infiltrator, the Nazi, pulls something out. She reacts quick. He's about to kill Steve, right? Or someone.
Or the Doctor.
Or the doctor.
Yeah.
And she stops it from happening. Well,
Yeah.
I think the doctor still dies, though.
The Doctor still dies, but Steve gets shot in the process.
That's right. He gets shot.
He's in the machine.
So
he gets shot.
Yeah, so he's no good anymore.
Yeah, and right there, everything's kind of like blowing up because he sets off that bomb, and Howard Stark is there.
And Howard's like, we can still do it. I can still do it, but we need to
do
get
it now.
Now.
And the military brass is in there, like, Stark, get in there. He's like, I ain't getting in there. He's like, I pull the gears and push the buttons.
I'm doing the buttons.
And-
I can't be in there.
Yeah, and Sharon Carter being Peggy Carter being Peggy Carter takes off her top coat, and I mean she's not nude, but you know, like in her just her blouse, and she lays on the machine. She's like, "Let's go, let's do it now, whatever." And they're like, "What are you doing,
And
Carter?"
at first, the military's like, no, get out. And Howard's just like, yeah.
Yeah, and Steve's there, and he's like, you know, bleeding out or whatever, and he's telling her, you know, like giving her confidence or whatever. And of course, you know, the machine opens
She
up.
comes
and
out,
she's,
and she's buff and taller. So.
yeah, she looks really cool.
But
and,
there's so many twists in this one. So many fucking twists already that happens. So she ends up, you know, and she's a soldier too already. She's well trained. So she might even be better than Steve.
Yeah.
Right at the bat.
Yeah.
You know, and they find the Tesseract, right?
They do. They find the Tesseract. A lot of things are the same. So it's like there are things that are kind
But
of
somehow
like...
they get it, and they ask Howard to inspect it, and he's like, yeah, I know exactly what to do with this. And Howard's already building like a prototype like Iron Man suit. And that's how Steve's able to still join the war.
Yeah. He gets into what
So
they call
he
the
becomes-
Hydra Stomper.
Yeah, so he kind of becomes like Iron Man, the first Iron Man, and, you know, Peggy's Captain America. And, you know, they still have the same group, you know, Dum Dum, Bucky, you know, the whole group.
Yeah. And a really, really fantastic part about this animated series on Disney Plus, guys, is that almost all of the actual cast is
That's
the
what's cool.
voices.
That's what's cool about it.
So, you know, you get Sebastian Stan as Bucky.
He comes out. Haley Atwell returns as Peggy Carter.
Dominic Cooper returns as
Dominic
Howard Stark.
Cooper, yeah.
I mean, almost everybody. Even Stanley Tucci, who does the voice
That's right,
of Dr.
Stanley,
Erskine.
yeah, Stanley Tucci.
Sometimes they only have
Yeah.
one or two lines, but they came back to do their lines.
And that's pretty
It's really-
cool.
unless
you
they
know?
use the pre-recorded, but I
But still,
doubt it.
that's pretty cool though that they said, yeah, go ahead. You know.
Yeah, so it's super awesome. Of course, the military brass isn't happy at first with Sharon. I keep calling her Sharon, Peggy.
But then once she starts getting more victories, her and her little group, you know, they're like, yeah, you know, this was always our intention to make her the super soldier, you know, blah blah blah. So
and they give her, she gets the suit, she looks cool, the shield, which has got the
yeah.
Union Jack on there. I think it's a really awesome look. It's great action,
Cool visual.
Yeah, it's fun. Every episode's about what, 45 minutes of long?
Maybe not even that long. Maybe
Okay.
30, 35 maybe.
Yeah, maybe 37 if you're pushing
Yeah.
it. But man, it's cool, and it goes through some of the paces of Captain America: The First Avenger.
There was some stuff, and that's kind of like the criticisms I heard about this first one. It was just they were putting Peggy instead of Steve,
Right.
So it was still like First Avenger.
Okay.
But that was the criticism I read about that first episode, and why it's probably not the most popular so far of the 5.
Really? I've watched every one almost twice. I know I watched that one, I think, 3 times.
That's just what I've read. That's all I've read from like Twitter or Instagram whenever they're breaking down the episodes. Okay. Supposedly that's like the criticisms about this one. So
yeah. And Peggy's sacrifice is a little bit different than Steve's, right? She doesn't go into the ice. She goes into like some portal with some type of squid monsters, like
that's right.
Tentacles coming out.
Yeah, so like Red Skull, for some reason, is trying to pull out this fucking like space creature. It's like because they found out the Tesseract's not only like power, but it can open other doors. Obviously, what we see in Avengers, the first Avengers, what it can do. Remember, Hawkeye's like, well, yeah, if it's a door, there's got to be another one on the other side.
Right? Yeah, that's a good point.
They bring out this fucking creature. It was like almost like the Mist.
Yeah, you don't see it.
Like the
you just see like these like big squid tentacles coming out.
And it takes a Red Skull quick. Like he dies right then and there. He doesn't disappear and becomes like the keeper of the soul gem. This fucking creature eats him.
Exactly. And Ross Marquand voices the Red Skull.
Yes.
He also voiced the Red Skull in
yes, that's right.
Infinity War. Or is it Infinity War or Endgame?
Infinity War.
Well,
both.
He comes
no, they don't show him in Endgame.
Anytime after the first Avenger that you hear in that movie, it's Hugo Weaving from The Matrix, Agent Smith, which we didn't even talk about that trailer, but we will.
Stay tuned on YouTube.
Yeah, stay tuned. After that, it was Ross Marquand, who we both know as a Walking Dead alum.
You seen he has like the big ball with the spikes,
Yeah, and if you look up Ross Marquand impersonations on YouTube, the man can do tons of voices. Fantastic.
I mean, you can barely hear a hint maybe of the difference between him and Hugo Weaving, but if you're not really paying attention, you're thinking like, man, Hugo Weaving came back.
Yeah, and he's fantastic. Yeah. And it's cool because he actually is the Red Skull now, because he even dons the makeup in the
does he? Was that him too?
Mm-hmm. He's all the way
shit.
The Red Skull now. So that's pretty sweet. Again, some people that did not come back to do the voices were like
the
Chris Evans didn't come back.
Well, almost. Yeah, I was saying like almost him and Downey.
Right.
Everyone else, I think, and Scarlett Johansson. Everyone
and Chris
else
Pratt,
and Chris Pratt.
Okay. And Tom Holland.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, but it's like half and half, I guess.
Yeah, it's half and half.
You still got some of the big guns from the Avengers coming back, and some, I guess, that they probably either scheduling conflicts or maybe they just didn't want to do it. So
yeah. So because even Samuel L. Jackson comes back as Nick Fury, we also get Jeremy Renner as Clint Barton, because the episode ends obviously with Peggy coming to the future.
Yeah, exactly like First Avenger. So she comes out and she's like, pretty much says the same thing like Cap in First Avenger. I had a dance.
Yeah, I had a dance.
So, and that's the way that one kind of ends.
Yeah, because he tells her too, you owe me a dance before, she makes her sacrifice, whatever. So it's still very touching. They have a couple of moments that are really touching. I loved it. I didn't know that it was getting critical negatives or whatever.
And that's all. But you know what? I mean, you got to expect it with today.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
But that was the only criticisms really I heard. Maybe it was because it was her being Captain America, maybe a woman. We heard the same thing about Sam when he became Cap. So
I kind of like that they called her Captain Carter and they didn't just make it like Captain Britain or Captain,
Well, that would. I wonder why they didn't do that. Because, I mean, obviously they do have a Captain Britain.
Yeah, maybe they're saving that, holding that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but she was she a British ally? She was. She wasn't an American soldier in the movies.
I don't know.
I have to go back. I feel like she was wearing the uniform like our guys were wearing.
Yeah.
Either way, I liked it a lot. I thought it was, again, I watched it.
It was cool. It was cool to see that they even allowed Steve, which I was like, oh wow, they still allowed him to serve.
Yeah,
with him being still 4F, because I mean, you would think his asthma would have given him hell.
And then he got shot. You know what I mean, during the project. So it's like, oh,
I don't know. I don't know if Steve would have made it.
Yeah, but it was cool for him to be the Hydra Stomper and still have a role. And it was kind of cool because they made it look almost like a one of those old bomber planes that they could have
Big
like
time.
the girl on the
Big
side
time.
and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was
yeah.
pretty sweet. And plus, like I said, you get Sebastian Stan as Bucky still, and it was cool. I thought it was a great episode. Again, I watched almost all of them twice at least because my nephew wanted to see him. He hadn't seen him when I saw him. I think he liked it because it was animated, so we sat through them. But then sometimes I'd check it out again, just be like, oh man, that was a pretty like cool, and it's fast. You know what I mean? So
And it's cool too because I've been watching. Well, my daughter's been watching all the Marvel stuff with me. So,
Awesome.
So it's like her favorite's like WandaVision. So
Yeah.
she loves WandaVision.
Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, it's been fun watching it with her. Okay, you want to start talking about episode 2? That was pretty much all episode 1.
yeah, again, it's really solid, and it's
Now, this one I think was your fucking tearjerker here.
This was a tearjerker.
This was the one that I was like, oh shit.
This was my favorite one. I can say already. So this one is what if T'Challa became a Star Lord, and it's Star Dash Lord. I don't know if when it's Chris Pratt, it's Star Lord, one word or whatever.
Is
but
it? Okay.
Either way, so I thought this one at first. I was kind of like, oh, this is a little different, like because I thought they were gonna maybe do more takes on like what if when, and it is what if one event, but it's like they kind of they're going their own way, which I like. So
Well, you see, what's kind of hard with this is that they're kind of limited still. They still kind of have to use these characters.
right,
Like, because I was like, it would be really cool they brought out Galactus, but they're probably like, no, you can't use Galactus yet, even though it'd just be cool
yeah,
to see him.
yeah,
And so we're not going to probably see Silver Surfer. We're probably not going to
Yeah.
see Galactus. We're probably never going to see the X-Men yet. So we're still pretty much using these same characters
Yeah.
from the
We're-
first 22
we're
movies.
operating within maybe those first 22
That's it. And
Marvel
that's it.
Cinematic
I think that's
Universe.
all it's going to be.
Which is kind of cool if this is
It's
season
cool.
1, because
It's
then
cool.
maybe we'll get a season 2. I'm sure we will, and it'll have maybe some WandaVision Loki
Maybe,
stuff
maybe.
and like bring
Yeah.
in some of the shows.
Yeah.
What if instead of Falcon was maybe what if Bucky was
Captain America.
which we kind of get a little taste of later on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what if T'Challa was a Star Lord is neat. The premise is basically instead of Yondu picking up.
Yeah, so I don't know how he fucks this up, but he completely goes to Africa. And
Well, he sends those other. I think that's the thing. It's Yondu doesn't go himself to get Quill. He
That's
sends
right.
the two guys,
That's right, he sends the idiot.
Taserface and the guy that's James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn.
Sean Gunn's character.
And they bring back. They go to Wakanda. And they pick up T'Challa.
Because he's wandering out.
Yeah, he runs out of the force field thing. And they're like, and he goes, "Does this look like this?" And it's Michael Rooker, so it's awesome. And they're like, 2 eyes, 2 nose. They all look the same to us, the humans. So you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So
So they just abducted the prince of fucking Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of starts off like that, but obviously, T'Challa had been training more, so he lives it up as a Ravager.
are they the Ravagers?
Ravagers.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He lives it up. He's badass. He's way better than what you see
Quill.
Peter Quill.
That great scene in the beginning, where when we see Guardians start, Quill's there, goes to get what we later find out is the Power Stone.
Gem. Yeah, the Power Stone. Yeah.
Yeah. So this time it's T'Challa. He's got the mask on. There's no music. You know what I mean? Not like Quill dancing around.
Nothing. No.
He just goes up there. He's very slick. He's very smooth. Whatever. The guards show up.
Yeah, the Kree guards.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
The Kree guards. Yeah.
And he's like, "Do you know who this is?" Like instead of like where he's like, "I'm Star Lord."
Who? Yeah.
This one they're like, "This is Star Lord."
And that's Damon
Yeah, he came back
Honsu.
too.
He came back
too, man. That was awesome.
And so when he kind of started gushing, I kind of was like, "Oh, it's a little bit comical," and I was like, "All right," but
they were still trying to kill him.
yeah, but nothing beats when you hear. Obviously, this is the real voice of Chadwick Boseman. He voiced all this
He's
stuff.
gonna do 4 episodes, so he did this. He must have did this right before. These might be his last roles.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, the last time we hear him on,
Yeah.
his last recordings of
So that's
his
pretty
work.
fucking cool that even
Very
till then
cool.
he was still doing it.
Very cool.
So.
And we've seen him. We've gotten 2
times so
already.
far, yeah.
And it's just awesome, man. Like right away, you're like, gosh, to hear that voice, man, it's like as T'Challa is so cool because that's T'Challa to us. You know what I mean? And it's awesome too to see that they're gushing over him, and he's
because he's made such a bigger name for himself than what Peter Quill will have ever done in the timeline, the right timeline.
Yeah.
T'Challa as Star Lord is known now throughout like the whole universe for being cunning, being brave, getting into shit and coming out clean. So
yeah, they say it pretty much at one point. It's essentially Robin Hood.
Yeah.
The Reaver. What are they called? Ravagers. The Ravagers. They're not this like ragtag group of like pirate
I'm
thieves.
not big on Guardians.
Yeah,
I never am gonna be.
I like those movies, but I can't remember the damn name. I know the Reavers is Wolverine's
Reaver,
bad guys.
there you go.
I'm thinking of the wrong ones. I think you're right. I think it is Ravagers.
Ravagers.
But
okay.
Anywho, yeah. So you see that when T'Challa is in that role under Yondu, he pretty much changes the game with how he thinks and how he does things.
Yeah, he even seems to even change the group too. It's kind of like way of thinking too.
Yeah. They're not pirates and bad guys. They're stealing, but they're doing like to do good in the galaxy.
It kind of even shows like his influence on a certain character later on.
Mm-hmm.
That was like holy shit.
Very cool. Yeah. At that point, he even says he's like, "Well, are you Damon Hunusu's character, the Kree guard?" He's like, are you recruiting? Do you need any people?" He's like, "Yeah, we're fully staffed right now." And he's like, "Okay, well then I got to stop you." Then he's like, "I hope that's okay." And then he's like, "Yeah, no, please, like let's fight." You know what I mean? Like if you want to, like I could use it. And so like. He handles them readily, which
Real
makes
easy.
you think like, man, like some of that shit was already in T'Challa. You know, like he was already a badass. But then he decides, which is cool. He's like, I'll take you with me. So he takes him with him to kind of make him join the crew or whatever. And
if you don't know who Sam is referring to, he's the actor from Gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Crowe's pretty much like best friend.
Yeah, and he's
Gladiator.
He's also Papa Midnight.
Papa Midnight.
In
Constantine. The Constantine movies.
This guy's in tons of stuff. This guy would have been in the '90s. My dream casting
And
for T'Challa.
He was a lot of times. It was like when they were thinking about making it in the mid 2000s. It was between him and Wesley Snipes.
Yeah,
because Wesley Snipes really wanted to do Black Panther.
Really?
Next. Yeah. So it would have been interesting to have seen what them two would have brought to the role.
They really would have brought some this, and I believe that Damon Hunusu voices T'Challa in some there was like these kind of like comics that you would.
I think I have that one.
Yeah, they're like reading the comic to you, but he's the one doing the voice. It's like, damn, I need to borrow that from you because I read that, but I was like, man, I want to see that or whatever.
I gotta see.
So that's very cool. Yeah, so he obviously takes him, and then what goes on next? Do we get introduced to Nebula at this point?
Yeah, man, we see a fucking beautiful, not robotic Nebula.
Yeah,
and it's voiced by Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan comes back. Yeah, she is Nebula.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about this, AA, but I wish that those 5 people that we named that didn't come back would have just come back, because you could probably do this from home.
But again,
right?
who knows what it could have been. Maybe it was just scheduling, like I said.
Yeah, but I imagine Marvel would have been like, "We'll wait for you if you're going to do it." Because
so. Oh, you haven't seen Free Guy, right?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
So I'm not going to say nothing.
Okay. But to me, I would feel like personally, like if I'm Chris Evans, I'm like, I'm Captain America. I have pride in that.
Everyone sees him as Captain America.
Like I even think to myself, like it would be awesome if that, Hugh Jackman, maybe he'll never dress up and be Wolverine again on film again, but maybe he'll do some video games. Maybe he'll do, because I'm like, damn, dude, you're that character. You know what I mean? I love how Chris Hemsworth is like, nah, I'll be Thor forever. I'll be Thor as long as you want me to be Thor. I'm like, dude, I don't see you gonna get out of shape, so fucking awesome. Let's keep you as Thor. But yeah, so moving on, we get to see the very beautiful Nebula. She's got this gorgeous blonde hair. She's not bald, scary Nebula,
And she's cool. She's like T'Challa's has had a big influence over her about how she lives her life. She's nowhere. What you see her as Thanos is like bounty hunter, I guess, whatever
this
she's supposed to be.
Abused kind of daughter in a way.
Abused daughter, but that's still trying to please Thanos.
Right.
She's well taken care of. She's her own woman. She's strong. She's tough. Just like her character in the other ones, but it's just she's more fully realized.
Yeah, I
guess what you see her potential could have been.
Right. Had she not been so mistreated by Thanos. I almost even get a little bit of maybe a little bit of a romantic vibe between her and T'Challa. Right? She calls him Cha-Cha. You know what I mean?
Yeah, almost.
That's kind of cool. And it's kind of nice to hear Karen Gillan be that character and not be so... the Nebula character is dark to me. It's like when you figure out
have to, right?
Bad he was. Well, yeah. She was bad in the comics too.
And here she's like very lightened up, very very lightened up.
And that's fun. It's fun to see that. Yeah. And so you're already having a really good time in this episode with so many feel good things. With between of course hearing Chadwick Boseman, but also seeing that these Ravagers are not the
savages,
losers, and that he's still awesome. He's not like Quill at all. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
And
like they really influence Quill's personality. Here, he's influencing them.
which I love. I
Yeah.
love that. And then we get kind of a pretty big reveal,
we
right?
do, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, because Damon Hunusu's character asks him, "Hey, how did you deal with this? How did you deal with that?" And we're gonna tell you about it in 2 seconds. Sorry, guys, we had to take that little break to get our 30-minute spot in. We do see there's some comments in, but I know exactly where we're at in this one because we're about to do the reveal.
Yeah.
So I got Double A to keep me on track. Let's get through some comments in here. Oh, what?
Oh, shit.
Chris Riz in the house. Let's see what we got here.
Jason said, I just sent you a pic of a He-Man book I got from Trader's Village last week.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
I'll check that out after the
And
show.
like CM says, Rizzo in the house. DC movies are about as confusing as all the Marvel comics with all that number ones that roll out every year.
Yeah.
DC is really bad at that, and I'm surprised they really don't fix that fucking problem.
You know, it seems like they both have good things going for them, and they can't figure out the other
What
one's
is it
formula.
about it? What is it about them that always want to go back to number one? I never
Marvel?
understood that. Both titles.
I don't know.
Let it go.
I think the thought process is like
wouldn't it be cool to see Action Comics 1001, 1002? Like, man, we're past the 1,000 mark here.
I think the thought process is to get people that are not. I think if you see issue 567, you're like, oh man, like I don't know what's going on, which is not a good way to think because stories are broken up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you could, well, I would say,
I've picked up multiple storylines when it's later, and not even worried about what happened before then.
Yeah.
So
Me too. I will say
they're
though,
not going to be there from issue 1. I'm sorry. It's too late.
There is something about though, like that's why I kind of like limited run or short run books because I'm like, oh, part 1 of 4, I could probably pick up all 4 parts. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or, part 1 of 6, part 1 of 10. You know what I mean? But of course, there's always so many other stories that can be tied into that too. You know what I mean? Obviously, Civil War had like all these separate stories involved, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's a great one, Chris. Oh, sorry, I missed some
Chris
stuff.
Chris says, sorry for being late. Don't worry about it. We don't care as long as you watch.
Yeah, there's no lateness here, brother.
Don't worry about it.
And if you can't watch the whole
Don't
thing,
worry about
it's going up on the internet.
Yeah,
for
it'll
all
be there.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Chris says, Ross Marquardt is badass with his impersonations. I only knew him from The Walking Dead until I saw him on an interview doing Christopher Walken and Han Solo. Funny stuff.
Nice.
Gabe in the house now.
What up, Gabe?
What I miss? Have I missed the pick a book off the wall portion of the show yet?
Everyone keeps waiting for that portion. I don't think Double A is going to ever introduce it into the show, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, and if he does, I'm picking first.
Gabe, we showing off some Mario stuff. Mario wanted us to show him some stuff, and we're talking about some of the pickups that we've been doing, what you guys have been doing. He says that we got a few Comic Cons going, so
yeah, and it was great getting to see you a couple weeks ago, Gabe. And obviously, the talk there was talk. Your ears were probably burning about Mario says he wants to get on an episode with you, and we'd love to have you guys both on. And apparently, you guys are going to both convince Rick to do some talking.
And we're kind of doing that too when we were there. So we just kind of want to do that again. And if we have to share off the YouTube, we will. Just to get this episode down.
For sure. So. And Gabe, are you working? Is there a show this weekend? Are you working?
No,
are you going up
not
to Dallas?
This show. But you know what? We do have San Antonio's pretty lined up. Like, I know the last weekend, I think we're having another one of those San Antonio card shows.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Rick did tell us about that.
Yeah. So
Rick's Comic Crypt will be at that. We'll get the info on that.
The Dallas Comic Con, the Fan Expo is next weekend. So, and then, I think and then our Texas Comic Con is in October, the first weekend, I think, or second weekend of October.
Nice. And Riz, I think I added Gabe to the Invincible Comics and More group. If you ever need anything pressed, Gabe has pressed stuff for Double A.
Yes.
Excellent presser.
Excellent.
If you don't have a guy you already use, you know what I mean? And I know Gabe doesn't need a lot more work because I know he's probably up to his ears in work. But
and that's
just saying,
good
never
thing.
know. It's good to know people.
Yeah, that is a great thing.
So also David Martinez Jr. in the house. I believe this is David of Rad Comics. Am I correct?
Shit. Wow,
David in the house, man. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for the fire emoji. He says,
Hugh has to come back. Old Man Logan would be dope.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can't get more into X-23. And then we can get more into X-23 and Dakin.
Yeah, man. Great stuff, Dave. I would love to see some of that stuff. Again, even if they did it maybe in this animated form.
Voice. Kevin Conroy, man. Batman for 28 years.
Yeah.
And he loves it. It's probably easy for him. Switch back and forth, Bruce and Batman. He is Batman.
Exactly, man. You
You
get
know?
Hugh to say, "Hey, man, we get you to record some lines when you when you have time?"
Sometimes that's all you want. Like, man, I was off today from work, so I was watching Batman the Animated Series, and just hearing Kevin Conroy just always brings back great memories.
Oh man, I love that stuff.
I was watching the second Mr. Freeze episode, and then I saw the Nightwing episode where he says how he and Batman broke up.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
you got to
so-
send me those so I can check.
Okay.
Remember, I get my episodes confused, but Double A had just sent me a bunch
Dave
of
said that is correct. Rad Comics in the house. Yes.
Very
Dave.
nice, man. Very
Bringing back
nice. We
something.
appreciate you being here, brother.
Yeah, so this is David Rad Comics, right? Traders Village.
That's right. That's right.
He's at the spot where Mario used to be.
That's
So
correct. That's
go out and
correct.
support David. If you're gonna go out Lou Ferrigno, go see David.
Yeah, go check out David at Rad Comics. From one comic store, another comic store stays in the same place. I love that. It keeps the
That
comic
alley
store
is
there.
fucking fire too. That
Yeah.
whole street is fire.
yeah.
So-
Quickly, guys, I don't know if Mario's still on with us, but I do want to say I did lose one of our family members, our beautiful and lovely dog Vita. She passed last Saturday morning. We had her for like maybe 15 years, possibly maybe between 15 to 18 years it could be, because we kind of couldn't really pinpoint exactly when we first got her, you know what I mean? But she was a great family member and we loved her dearly. And I know that Mario D also lost a dog, Duke. So I want to say here's to our pet family.
Yeah,
who
that's
is
hard.
Also
That's really hard.
our family, man. So dogs are beautiful. They're lovely. They love you more than anything. So here's to Vita and Duke. Rest in peace, you two.
Gabe says he is going to try and go Dallas for sure. I was going to go, Gabe. I really was, but just to get some comic sign. But, man, everyone that I wanted has pretty much canceled.
Yeah.
I was going to try to get some more stuff for Brian Azzarello.
Oh,
for me to
nice,
sign.
yeah.
And
Did they say why they're canceling Double A?
it doesn't
Is
say. It
it's
doesn't
just-
say. I don't know if it's because of COVID.
They're worried.
'cause, I mean, I'm pretty sure Texas is a big hotspot. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure no one really wants to come to Texas and Florida are probably like, no, probably not.
Yeah.
So we got that, and David Finch, he was the one I was really looking forward to.
Beautiful art.
Yeah, so I was kind of bummed out. So more and more of them just stopped, and so I was kind of like, okay, well, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Yeah,
So.
I get you. That's what we had the Celebrity Fan Fest here that got canceled by the promoter because once you
'cause
lose those
the
big
two
ones.
big ones canceled on him. So
Yeah. So let's see.
Chris says pour one out for the fur babies for sure.
Oh, thank you,
Steve
Chris.
says cheers, and Mario.
Mario
Says
says,
amen. Thanks,
absolutely, absolutely, Mario. Yeah, for sure, man. So here's to those pups, man. Miss them. Real quickly, guys, because I mentioned it. The Matrix trailer. Did you guys see it?
Man,
What did you think?
I liked it. It kind of felt like the first one again.
I got that vibe
because
too.
I was like, I hated part 2, and I saw 3 just to see how it was going to end. So it's kind of interesting because at the end of part 3, I don't know if you guys remember, they kind of just take his body. The machines kind of just take the body of Neo.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I
that's
don't know
right.
if they're like they put him back in the Matrix, wiped his brain,
Yeah, interesting.
just so he won't come back again and try to disrupt the whole system again. So, and it looks like they did that with somehow they did that with Trinity too. Maybe they put her in there. Maybe she's still dead because she is dead in the series, in the trilogy.
That's right.
So maybe they bring her back so he can stay happy in the Matrix and not disrupt shit.
I don't know. I read somewhere, and again, who knows? This could be hearsay, but that they're going to try to kind of like erase, the other two or whatever.
And it's funny because it's the Wachowskis.
Right.
So it's like, okay, don't go back and erase 2 of the movies that you guys did, or chicks that
I was going to say,
you 2 chicks
the
did.
female Wachowskis now.
Don't try and go back and change shit. I mean, you fucked it. You fucked up your own fucking trilogy. I mean,
They're all about change.
but I'm gonna watch, and you know what? What's cool about it too is that it's gonna be on HBO Max too.
Oh gosh.
So that's gonna be awesome too.
I gotta probably go to theater, man.
I know.
I've been cheating myself. I know.
Depending on how everything turns out, because I really don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Depending on how things turn out, I'll either be at the theater or I'll be at home
Yeah,
So.
no, totally, totally. I think we miss here. I think David's telling Gabe, bring me back something
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Us too, Gabe. We want some shit too. Bring us something back. Let's see.
Speaking of Gabe, he said, I like the trailer. Kind of got the same feeling after watching the original trailer, and my gut is never wrong.
Okay, all right. This is why I like to flip books when I'm next to Gabe, because I'm just like, I just hold him up. What about this one? No? Okay, what about this one? Until we get it right. Steve says, cheers. Cheers, Steve.
You know what, Sam? I'm going to give you
Thank
something,
Steve.
though. If I was looking into Preacher comics, you'd be the first person I'd go to. So,
well, thank you very much. See, I know, I do. I feel like Jon Snow. I do know some things, you know. But guys, did you guys all watch What If? Because I want to hear all what you guys have to say about What If.
So far, we're on episode
two.
But we are talking about the first 5 that they have shown so far.
Yeah, and guys, we are going to cover the last 4, right? Because it's 9. It's going to be 9.
Oh, it's 9. Oh, okay.
Or is it 10? I don't know.
I thought it was 10. Okay, never mind. I could be wrong.
Either way, we're at the midway or just past
at the
midway point on the episodes. So we'll do another. We've never done that in our show. We've never done like a half and a half, but we also never had a show like this where every episode is different. So, you know, it would have been hard to do an episode where we're going one like one every episode. So we'll do it like we'll do these 5 and then we'll do the other set there. So, all right, guys, if we're ready, we're gonna get back to talking about What If. All right, guys, so we were just saying right now that we had gotten to the point in the episode where there's a big reveal. And again, guys, if you ever hear like that kind of like silence, if you're listening to us on audio, that's because, you know, through the app we use to record, we've got to do every 30 minutes, take a little break, whatever.
And it is 9 episodes.
Okay, 9 episodes. So, yeah, so when we do this again after the next 4, then we'll talk about those 4 or whatever. And maybe be a tighter episode. You never know. We like hanging out with you guys. So I'd like to hear what you have to say.
This is what this podcast is supposed to be about. Drinking and talking about our favorite shit.
Totally. So Double A, so what is that big reveal? What happens? Because Damon Hanusa's character, and I need to learn the name of that Kree character that he is.
Yeah, me too, because he comes out on Captain Marvel as well. He's a pretty bigger character.
And I love him as an actor. So it's great.
Yeah,
he's great. I'm glad he's in the Marvel U.
Yeah, I am too.
But he pretty much is asking T'Challa, well, how did you defeat them? How did you defeat this? And how did you defeat Thanos?
Yeah, and we're like, what?
And you're like, whoa, okay, T'Challa. And then we find out
Thanos is fucking living there.
And he's on the crew.
Yeah.
He's one of the... Yeah. Are they called Ravagers? Somebody correct us. I think they're called the Ravagers. But yeah, so you're like, what the freak? Yeah. And I was like, at first I was like, man, this bitch. And then I'm like, as the episode's progressing, I'm telling myself, I think I'm a Thanos fan now. I was like, damn, he's cool.
It's weird seeing him where he's just calm. He's cool. He's a good guy. He doesn't want to do any of the shit that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Apparently, the influence has reached to him as well.
T'Challa convinced him otherwise. He had his plan.
He did.
He's like, it was a good plan.
Now, remember, this is just a what-if scenario. This is like a what if Thanos didn't go that whole path, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's, you know, with T'Challa being Star-Lord, it's already influenced so much. It's changed so much of the timeline, big time, where Thanos ain't even going to be a threat anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy on its own, right?
Exactly.
I mean, there's not going to be...
The hugest threat in the Marvel
There's
U
not going to be an
today.
end game.
No. It don't need to be.
No one will even know the name of Thanos.
Yeah. He says, T'Challa convinced me that otherwise, and they even joke about it. He's like, well, what I wanted to do was this, and they're like, sounds like genocide to us. Yeah. And he's like, it's not. It would have worked, you know? And... if before you even ask, the voice, Josh Brolin, you're too, like, man. Yeah. What a cool thing. Like, you're hearing the Thanos. And again, they give him this kind of endearing moment later on in the episode, and you're like, wow, you like kind of are like the Hulk of this little squad or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But it's really cool. They get a mission. They have to go after the big bad, who also comes back, Benicio del Toro.
The Collector.
The Collector, I wonder if he had any say and was like, you know what, draw me a bit buffer. Because I was like, damn, the Collector's looking like a real badass here.
He looked a lot different.
Super jacked. But that same ethereal, whimsical voice. Yes. And, you know, it was a little bit of... scariness to it or whatever. I was like, all right, like Benicio's got something going on.
Yeah, he was a lot more evil. I don't know if you remember his character too much from Guardians, but He would seem cool, seemed real laid back. Just wanted the stone. Obviously,
Yeah.
he knew what it was.
He was collecting things.
He was
We
collecting.
could relate to that.
Here, he seemed like a lot more evil.
Oh yeah, like he wanted to. He was also like imprisoning people and like
yeah.
you know.
So collector, what his collection means is literally collecting a species, one species, one rate, one being of that race, and collecting, collecting rare objects, and yeah, they have like this big old battle afterwards.
Yeah, they get this big old battle. Well, first, T'Challa comes across, I think, Howard the Duck.
Yeah, Howard, man. So like he's starting to get more and more popular again, and people are really hoping that they follow. If they do Howard again, that they follow the comic book. I hear that's where he's a lot more popular.
Nice.
He is a fan favorite character.
Yeah. Well, Seth Green voiced him in the movie, and he came back too.
And he came
so
back.
he's the voice for this.
But the George Lucas movie, they say that's not really Howard the Duck. That's not what made him popular. So,
I do like that movie though.
No, it's not a bad movie, but they're saying that's not what Howard was.
Yeah.
In the comics.
Yeah.
So
I'm down for it. Hey, that's cool. Hey, they've proven success with other stuff, so they could even do it like this, the animated style, and have it on Disney. With Disney, Disney Plus. There's their whole.
My daughter loved
whatever
Howard
they
the
want.
Duck. She loved it from the movie, so she's all into
well, my sis loves it, and my nephew was curious about it when I told him, "Hey, there's something cool you're going to see." And
she has a picture of Howard the Duck, a drawing in her room. So
awesome, man.
So she loves Howard.
Real quick, while it popped in my brain. Happy belated birthday to Chris Rizzo of Invincible Comics.
And Alfred too.
Cheers to you, buddy. I wish we could have got together, had some beers, but I know you're playing it safe and stuff like that. So good luck on the ongoing sales you got going on right now. Invincible Comics and more. If you guys aren't familiar with it, there they are right there. Go check out their Facebook group. Probably everybody that is still sitting in with us knows about them. And
they're probably, I think they're actually like live right now.
That might be Collector's Cove that's live.
Well,
right
I saw
now.
Candace was on there.
Oh, Candace. Okay.
And
Cool.
Chris, do stuff too, so
different kind of sales, but still either way. So all this is happening. You're getting this big battle with T'Challa versus the Collector. The Collector was badass,
and he's moving well though.
Oh, yeah,
is moving really well.
Very well.
The Collector is supposed to be one of the cosmic beings, not a necessarily powerful one. I don't believe in the comics. But he is supposed to be I guess a bigger name.
Yeah.
So
he didn't look that cool in the comics. I don't think either.
He was an old man.
Yeah,
in the comics.
with the mustache and the twisty mustache.
Yes. Yeah.
So he was
it was no Benicio.
And definitely not the way they draw him in this.
Definitely not that way.
Now, Double A, let me ask you, what about some of those things in his collection? Pretty interesting. You want to talk about collections? Well, the Collector in this episode
he lives
had
up to his name.
Cap's shield. Thor's hammer.
Yeah, which I was kind of like, that can't be.
Hela's helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number one, I'm like, how did the hammer even get in there? Like, how'd you even mount that up on there? I'm sure your ass can't pick it up. So what's going on? You know what I mean?
That was weird, and obviously they really don't go into it.
Yeah, they don't go into it too much or whatever. But unless he's got was he maybe walking through multiverses? Maybe, another, maybe a zombie Thor gave it up, but again, you still got to be worthy, right? I mean,
unless you cut out the piece where it's laying and lift it
I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I know.
But
and maybe he tipped it into his fucking thing.
Did you pick up on anything hidden in there? I did.
I tried, but I really didn't go back and see it.
And I haven't watched any breakdown videos. Okay, I'm sure somebody broke it down.
I'm sure. Yeah.
The helmet thing was kind of cool.
Like when Spider-Man's trailer came out, there was already a guy that split it frame for frame.
Oh wow!
And Charlie Cox had to say, "Those aren't my forearms."
Yeah, I heard that too. The Spider-Man, the that one too. No way home, right?
So they get away, right? They beat the Collector.
Yeah, they beat the Collector. T'Challa gets some help from Nebula, and
now is the reveal for him before or after this?
I don't remember exactly.
Kind of reveal what really happened.
Well, I think it might be before because T'Challa's wandering around.
Because I think he gets really pissed off, right?
Yeah, he's in the Collector's collection and he finds a Wakandan ship. And in there is the uniforms that the Dora Milaje wear. And he's able to read some Wakandan writing, and he's able to see a Wakandan video from his father that says, "We're hunting for the Prince of Wakanda. He was abducted." and he's like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean?
You told me my homeland was gone.
Destroyed,
you said it was
right.
destroyed.
So this is Yonduing and being Yondu, and he didn't reveal everything to T'Challa,
and you're kind of like, oh fuck, you know? Cause
yeah.
At first I was like, huh, that's weird that he left home. He didn't ask like Yondu, like, hey, put me back.
Right.
Well, somewhere along the way, Yondu was like, no, man, it's all destroyed. It's all gone. You know.
Yeah.
And I thought I actually believed it too. I was like, oh shit, did somebody like invaded and destroy Wakanda? Yeah. And I was like, oh damn, okay.
Which we find out later in another episode. We're gonna talk about that. Obviously it would probably be a stronghold of the entire planet. So anywho, which that comes up too is when they very first abduct him in the beginning of the episode. They say, they tell Yondu, well, the reason we got him from there is because you said there would be a high energy. The energy was off the charts. Which he's like, well, my home is built on a giant meteor, which is vibranium, obviously, we know. So that happens, and the battle ensues, and then
they all come together.
Yeah, there's a cool part where Thanos, holds back this tide of the Collector's people to allow them to board the ship. Does he die?
No, he doesn't. He actually gets. You're talking about the Collector, right?
No, Thanos.
Oh, Thanos! No,
he doesn't back die.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Which is kind of cool because this is like a no gauntlet Thanos, and he's still quite the badass.
Yeah, Thanos is still supremely strong, really, really strong.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I got definite Hulk vibes from that, and that's the moment that I was like, oh man, I think I'm a Thanos fan.
Even like Surfer has trouble with just like a regular Thanos.
Yeah,
so he has trouble.
So now it's cool to go as Thanos for Halloween if you go as this episode.
The What If Thanos.
The What If Thanos. If you're the other Thanos. Fuck you, don't come to my party. But so that's cool. And then we have the confrontation, obviously. He confronts Yondu and he's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
pretty much like, man, you just
much more elegant the way
you stole like a lot of my stuff, I should have been at home with Wakanda.
Yeah.
But then he's like, I saw the look in your eye. You want this. This is what you really want.
Adventure.
You're an adventurer. You want all this. You're just going to be there in Wakanda by itself,
Adventure, excitement. A Jedi craves not these things. But
we're not talking about Star Wars.
We're not talking about Star Wars. So, but the way they make it right, though, is that they go to Wakanda. Right?
They do, and he kind of like, it's like, this is my family's, like, the Ravagers are my family, and, he's, taking them to meet his Wakandan family. And he's getting his Wakanda family to meet his, Ravager
it sticks in my mind, man. He sees his dad and he's like, Boba. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, man. I was like, shit's like hooking me up. I was like,
and you see them, they're all just like really mingling and everything,
Yeah, the Ravagers are mingling.
And it just shows, like, man, what just a big difference one person makes. It's totally
Our
different.
girl comes back too, Okoye's voice. Denai Guerrera. Am I Guerrera? She obviously we love from The Walking Dead also.
Michonne.
We love Michonne, but she's obviously the captain of the Dora Milaje, and that's funny. They revisit the callback joke with the Thanos thing. It's like, sounds like genocide to me. You know what I mean? He tells his plan. So yeah, that's right. He's alive there. I forgot. They made that. This to me is like a kind of a happy ending episode up until the end.
Yeah.
When we go to Dairy Queen, I wanted a blizzard. Make sure you turn it upside down. Here in Texas, blizzard, big thing. You know what I mean? And Peter Quill's there mopping up, listening to Volume 1. And then who shows up?
Oh my goodness, Ego.
And the voice of Kurt fucking Russell. I'm like, Marvel has all the money.
So it's kind of like, it kind of gives you a sense of dread. Like, holy shit, because Peter is not influenced by anything. And he's going to be like, Dad, yeah, sure. And Ego's going to probably do what his master plan was all along. So
right,
it kind of gives you like a sense of dread, like, holy shit.
It's that dark vibe at the end. Yeah. So that's kind of,
So Ego didn't forget his son. Mm-hmm. And he does go out and look to find him. And he does find him. So
yeah. So it's kind of like, like Double Ape said, it's very impending doom to that one. Yeah. So other than that, though, I really super loved it. And I was like, man. I was like, why can't fucking Peter Quills be mopping up the fucking Dairy Queen where he fucking belongs?
Man, calm down.
Sorry, man. All right, Double A. Let's take us to the next. Let's ponder the next what if.
The next one is what if the Avengers had never existed or something like that?
Yeah, what if Earth's mightiest heroes had died? Damn it, I really need to write the damn names down. Why don't you guys have me do a better job?
It's all right.
What if the world lost its mightiest heroes?
So this one was pretty packed. with the characters from the Avengers.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy duty.
Yeah.
And a lot of the characters came back again.
Did you like the Monday, Tuesday? Because it's like in a week.
I did. Yes, I did. And Jeremy Renner comes back. Tom Hiddleston comes back. Samuel L. Jackson comes back. Michael Douglas comes back. That was pretty damn cool.
Not Scarlett Johansson.
No.
She sounded okay though. I felt like it's
she was fine.
Like I was like, I like when I have to have my ear like, is it or isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So essentially, the premise is that we take us back to like the part where we see Thor's gonna find the hammer, right?
No, there's one before that. What is it? Is it Cap? Man, shit.
That's what I thought it was the hammer thing. Is that where they're like, oh, the hammer's there. Coulson comes back too.
Coulson, yes, Clark Gray.
Yes, the voice of Coulson. Anywho, the premise of this one is like, you know,
and Mark Ruffalo.
And Mark Ruffalo, yeah, who does double duty too later on.
Yes.
Well, Black Widow's up to something, and she's involved in something, and then she gets...
It's Tony. Tony's the first one.
Tony's the
so
first
we
one.
kind of set off like in Iron Man 2.
There you go.
That's a scene where he's in a donut.
Right.
And they want to go have a talk with him, and it's that part where, you know, that whatever the first energy thing he put in himself,
the arc reactor,
it's giving him the poison,
right?
And so, you know, Samuel Jackson's like, we need your help, and we can fix this, and right in the part where Black Widow, she injects him with the antidote. Well, in this version, it doesn't save him; it kills him.
Yeah.
And like he dies, you're like, holy shit! Like, and she's like, I didn't do anything. Like, I just put the serum in, like what he told me. Like pretty much basically telling him, like, oh shit, I didn't kill him on purpose.
Which is kind of like Russian spy assassin,
right? Like you're like, holy shit!
Come on, Black Widow, you think we're gonna believe your ass? You know what I mean?
And like and it's kind of cool that they show that. So like in the next part, like obviously she's being arrested.
Yeah.
And, she's like telling Fury, he's like, I know you didn't do it, but we got to figure out, you got to figure out, me and you have to figure out what the fuck's going on and how did Tony Stark die.
Right.
So he gives her like a little thing to like break out of the handcuffs, and she does. And she goes on her way. Mm-hmm. Well, that Tuesday, like you were saying, Thor comes in. Right? Or it's Thor's part from the first Thor movie where they built the fortress around the hammer.
The hammer.
And, they're all like, he's kicking ass. And, Samuel Jackson wants to see him, like, wait, let's pick up the hammer. And all of a sudden, you just see Hawkeye shoot the arrow.
Yeah.
Because this is a depowered Thor. This is like when Odin took his power.
Right.
And so, he's like, I didn't shoot. Trust me, I know when I shoot, and I didn't shoot, And so...
And he fucking dies.
And he dies. Thor dies. So.
I don't even think Chris Hemsworth got a line in that one.
And so it's like, holy shit, so now Iron Man's gone. Thor's gone.
Right.
And it seems like it's Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Yeah, like Tony's on Monday. Thor's on Tuesday. Wednesday is...
I think it's Hawkeye, right?
I think it's Hawkeye, yeah.
Right, he's next, right?
Yeah, or Black Widow, one of them.
No, she goes after Hulk, right? It's like the same day, right?
That's right, yeah.
And it's kind of back to the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. And he put Betty.
Yes.
Which I was like, holy shit. I was like I was freaking out because I was
But
like...
it wasn't...
It wasn't Liv Tyler.
Yeah, I would have... That would have been adorable. I would have loved that. But I would have also been cool if they would have got Jennifer Connelly. Like, that would have been freaking sweet. Because you know what? I thought she was a good Betty. She was a bright spot of that terrible Hulk movie. Yeah. That movie sucks.
Yeah.
But,
it does.
Way to go, Ang Lee. But Ang Lee, you could have done Shang-Chi, but you fucked it all up.
But, bringing the Betty character back is so fucking cool.
I love that Betty character.
Betty is such an important part of the Hulk lore. Yeah. So I'm glad they kind of didn't ignore that movie. Yeah. They have been ignoring that movie. Yeah. And it sucks that they did because that's actually a really damn good Hulk movie.
That's a fantastic Hulk movie.
That's a really good movie. I like it a lot. That's where we get introduced to William Hurt as a new General Ross.
Abomination.
Tim Roth, as Abomination.
No spoilers. I know you haven't seen Shang-Chi, but...
Yeah, and he comes back. Yeah.
Now, I will say this. the Hulk movie would have been even better if they made Abomination look the way he looked in that one. I was like, damn, that would have been.
That's what my brother was angry about. He was like, that's the way he was supposed to look like. That's why he's called Abomination, because he's an abomination.
Thank you, Kevin Feige. Where were you during the Edward Norton Hulk?
So, William Hurt, excellent as General Ross. I think but it's not him, right? It's not William Hurt,
don't
right?
think he comes back as the voice, yeah.
So we're back on the campus where Betty works at, and how is it that they beat the Hulk? They shoot something at him.
In the original?
No, in this one.
Oh,
because he dies. The Hulk dies here. He gets super fucking massive, and he explodes.
Yeah. I forget exactly what happens, but that's what we see happen. Or
right?
It's like that. He's doing something, and they're like, "Oh, that's not going to work on him because he doesn't die from that stuff." And then he goes into that fucking mode, and you're like, "What the fuck?" So
now it's like, okay, now you got Iron Man, now you got Thor, now you got Hulk, and then Hawkeye dies next. So it's like, oh shit, well there is literally like almost no one left anymore. And then all of a sudden, Loki comes down.
Yeah.
And he's pissed. Well,
yeah.
I guess, I don't know if he's really pissed off or not, or acting
because
like
his brother got killed.
So now he's like he's the big fucking honcho. He's next in line now. He's the prince.
Yeah.
He's the sole prince of Asgard. So he brings down this whole fucking Asgardian army. Sif is with them. The Warriors 3s are with them. So.
Yeah.
And Fury's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want the man who killed my brother.
Yeah.
And
he's going to do what he has to do
they're about to start fucking up Earth. Bad. They're about to go, and Fury, pulls out stops, kind of negotiates with Loki a little bit, tells you, I can get you the serial killer. Just wait.
Yeah.
And
so now we're like, oh, there's like a serial killer in our midst.
A serial killer.
Fury knows something that we don't know.
Yeah, it's like, damn, a serial killer? I was like, wow, that's weird. That's a weird phrase to use in a comic book movie.
Yeah, and pretty wild too. Like, you're like, okay, because you've been seeing people die day after day, and you're like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? So, is this where we get the reveal? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. They're like in a cemetery, and, it's Fury, and he's at Hope's.
Yeah,
Hope Van
Dyne. Damn, I can't remember. I think it's Hope.
Jen, right?
No,
Jen,
it is Hope. It is Hope because that's what Black Widow does. She said it's Hope. It's all about hope.
Hope. That's right. That's right. We missed that part too with Black Widow, where she goes into the computer.
She figures it out.
It's like hope. It's all about hope.
Yeah. And then she dies.
Yeah, and she dies. Yeah, and you just see her kind of getting whipped around, and you're like, holy shit, what's going on?
Right.
And so he's at Hope's graveside. You hear a voice, right? You start hearing who's talking, and you find out who it is. How did you feel with this? That it was him.
Well, I didn't suspect, so I liked being surprised.
Okay, but
I did like that.
The surprise.
That it was him.
Yeah.
Well, to me, I was like, oh, they finally put you as the asshole you've been in the comic books for forever.
So
I was like,
it's Hank Pym, the original
Michael Douglas,
Ant-Man.
Yeah,
but in the comics, his history is a little bit hazy. Really bad. Abuser.
He's the reputed abuser in the comic books.
He beats Jan.
Yeah, he beats Jan.
And they actually do it again in the Ultimates.
Yeah, they do that in the Ultimates.
Where he gets his ass kicked handily by Captain America for doing that.
Yeah, real bad. Yeah, and that's, you're kind of like, fuck, yeah, that's what you get or whatever. But
supposedly one of the smartest minds in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
So him, and they actually kind of show his powers in a cool way.
Yeah.
Where he can actually, it's kind of like, if you do it in the comic book realm, it's like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense of what he did.
Yeah, it was really clever, I thought. But because of the way things went down, this was my least favorite episode. Okay. I was like, I don't like that everybody died.
And so it kind of, and it shows that, he's kind of spouting what he did. Well, it turns out it's not Fury, it's actually Loki.
Yeah.
And so you're like, holy shit, well, he doesn't stand a chance against
Loki.
Fucking Loki.
Yeah. That's kind of how that one ends, right? There's not really like a...
no, there is a dread too, because he takes over Earth.
Oh, that's right. Loki, right?
And so he's kind of Samuel... Actually, after they get Michael Douglas, he reveals how he was able to kill all the Avengers. Loki somehow is like, I'm going to take over your planet,
Yeah.
And kind of... he kind of does his whole spiel from the first Avengers movie.
Glorious purpose.
But he actually does it because there's like
no one to stop him. Yeah.
No one to stop him. And
That's right. That's
then
right.
that's when he kind of show fury, I guess, calling maybe Captain Marvel.
Maybe Captain Marvel. Damn, now that I think about it, maybe there is just a bunch of series of down moments in this.
I thought so too.
In
Now
these episodes.
that we're reviewing
now that I think about it, there's a lot of high points, but then
I think the
a lot of
only
low points.
like really good one is probably like the first the first episode.
Yeah,
so
which
far.
even then is kind of sad. Still,
It's sad, but it's not as bad as Z.
Yeah, now that I think about it,
where
yeah.
like the episode 2, you got Ego getting his son back, so
Right.
he's gonna be like another Ego,
Right.
And then you got this one where Loki is pretty much taking over the planet,
Yeah.
with no heroes there. So
I mean that there's not a better segue. I think Double Day to take us right into the third one. Which hold on, I got it right here, guys. This time,
no, the fourth one,
the fourth one. Excuse me.
which is
The major. I know you said the major bummer.
Man,
What if Doctor Strange lost his heart
Shit.
instead of his
this
hands?
one was like so fucking dark, and I remember people were like, "Is this a DC episode?" That's some of the things I read. Like, and I was like my daughter and my wife, they were watching it with me, and they were like, "Wow, is that it? Like, is that the way it ends?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, this is just like a what if, but it's like a really dark and what if." And I was like, "Wow, there's like no hope in this whole fucking episode whatsoever." It was just like the worst kind of like back in past time, trying to change time. This is like one of the worst cases I've ever seen. Like worse than when Biff went back and made it Biff Land. I mean, it was on par with that.
I'm telling you,
I
man.
was like, man, this was a supremely dark episode.
I mean, I don't know. Biff was raping the mom pretty much, and it's pretty fucking dark. I mean,
Yeah.
not that this wasn't any less dark because it was.
Well,
I was like, damn, man, like he.
yeah, this
you know.
one was like brutal. This one is super brutal.
Benedict Cumberbatch comes back as
Which
Doctor
was
Strange.
sweet.
Very
Sweet
awesome.
fucking
I
awesome,
love him as Doctor Strange. Rachel McAdams comes back as I forget her name. Claire. No, not Claire.
I forget her fucking name.
Shit. Anyway,
Man, we're bad.
the lovely
Rachel
Rachel McAdams in her role from Doctor Strange. Doctor, I forget. Anyways, so in the original movie, we all know that Doctor Strange is going to that award ceremony in that badass car.
And he's not paying attention. He's driving super fucking fast.
But he's alone.
And he's alone. And obviously, he crashes and crushes his hands.
Yeah.
Bad. Real bad.
Now, in
this one, he seems like he's more subdued, maybe a little less arrogant.
Well, what's the moment? Is the moment that she accepts to go to dinner with him or go with him to the ceremony?
It.
Because previously she didn't go.
No, and he was like all egotistical. It was all about him. He didn't care that they had broken up.
That is the essence of Stephen Strange, though. That
that's what I'm saying. But here it was kind of like they were like dating.
Yeah,
it was
almost like
yeah, come with me.
And she says yes.
Yeah,
and she looks really beautiful, and he's really stunned. And he brings the same fancy car, and the same thing happens. They get in the wreck, but
he doesn't crush his hands. He barely gets hurt.
Yeah, but
she's the one that ends up dying.
Dies, and he can't take it, and he goes into this.
Further along, so it's kind of like the same routine that he goes through. After that happens, he goes, he studies, he becomes the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, and then he's like, you know what? Why am I not using this? We have the Time Stone. How come I'm not using this? I'm powerful enough. I know enough, you know. And again, Wong is there telling him, "Don't do anything,
right.
stupid,"
right?
But he's like,
"Let me do it." Yep, does the move, man, and he does the hands over the Eye of Agamotto and opens it up.
The chain reaction, man.
Time Stone comes out.
He keeps trying and trying and trying, and he's trying every
and
fucking possible
he
way.
does it to where let's not go out. He's trying to prevent her death.
Yeah, he stands her up.
He stands her up, and she dies anyway, right? Like,
she dies anyway. Yeah. So every time she just dies, that's her time to die.
Yeah. In this world, that's her moment.
That's her moment.
And he's like, he does not like that. He's frustrated. And the Ancient One tells him.
And somehow she's still able to come out. She had been dead, and she's like, you cannot change an absolute. Right. This is one of those absolute moments. This is where you become Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
You cannot change that moment, or else that moment, if you do, it's going to really fuck everything up.
Right.
And
right.
she's pleading with him, trying to reason with him, and he's just not listening. He's like, no, there has to be a way. There has to be a way where I can get more power to stop this. There has to be just a way. He's just so fucking insistent, that no, I have to save her.
This episode to me, Double A, showcased much more how he felt about her.
Yeah.
And I thought that was touching, despite that it was fucking brutally heartbreaking to watch this person that you love that much die over and over. I think he did a better job of capturing his love for her than maybe the movie did.
Which you could, and you can, because you're just devoting that whole thing to this. That's it. Where in Doctor Strange, you have to show other shit.
Right. And there's also his obsession. He's clearly obsessed. And
clearly, go to, at this point where it's just driving him insane.
He's going to do it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's getting driven pretty much insane. I saw people did draw some similarities to a story we covered. In part, we were covering Rebirth, Green Lantern.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people compared it to Emerald Twilight, which
you read.
Which I read because we were getting ready for Rebirth. So let me hear what you think about that. Do you feel like there was definitely comparisons drawn? We kind of talk about this in our...
He's starting to use his own powers for his personal gain.
What did we both say in the Emerald Twilight? We were like, Hal was like, fuck this, man. Yeah. Like, I have power. Like, I want to do something about everyone I know being dead. Yeah. It's nice to think that maybe you wouldn't be greedy with that power, but if you lost... Exactly. I can think about things that could happen that I would probably change if I had Doctor Strange's power. So I don't blame him. You know what I mean? It sucks. It sucks.
But when there's someone that says it's an absolute, don't fuck with it. You should listen.
Guys, we're up at our next break, and I see some comments, and I want to get to those right now, so we'll be right back in a beat. All right, Friday Nighters, what are you guys up to? Did I say that today? I think I started the show different. I don't know, it was all weird. But let me see. Double A, where am I at here? Here we go, Double A. Move me down a little bit. We want to read you guys' comments.
Chris's.
Oh, his name is Korath. There we go. Damon who knows his name. I'm sorry if you guys see me fidgeting. I don't know. I'm having an oral fixation today. But go ahead. And I'm eating Salimon. It probably looks like I'm dipping my finger in cocaine and eating it. It's Salimon, guys. I'm not. I know. I'm like, damn it.
I only know that Chris says I only know that because I have the Guardians of the Galaxy Monopoly. Wow, I didn't even know they had a fucking Monopoly.
Dude, when are we having game night? Chris want to play Guardians of the Galaxy Monopoly.
And he says, thanks, much love for the happy birthday shout out.
You're very welcome, sir.
He did say, yes, Candace has some stuff up right now through Sunday.
Yes.
Guys, so if you're into our group or, you love comics, check these guys out.
Have you bought comics from Candace yet?
No, I haven't.
I did. She's in Austin. She's not here. She ships everything, though. Good price. Comes very well packaged. Yeah. Your comics are not bent. That is something about her and Rizzo that I've bought. When I can meet up with you, I'll meet up with you if it's okay. But when you've had to ship, everything comes shipped very perfectly, very nice. Your stuff is not damaged or anything like that. It's a good way to buy stuff.
So right now she has a sale through Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Chris says my auction ended yesterday, but feel free to browse through it because I know I'm holding some stuff for you. Double A, yes you are. Uh-huh. Chris said it was the blue pin particle disc that makes his heart grow.
That's what it was,
and he implodes. Damn.
See, we need to have Rizzo on the show. He says he doesn't want to come on. He doesn't want to talk her, but
Steve says, "Gotta roll, guys. Later,
Steve.
Man, message Mario if you're still listening. Message Mario.
Yeah, man, he'd love to hear from you.
And here we go again. Chris saving our ass again. Her name is Christine. Son of a bitch.
Somebody did their research that we clearly did not do.
We did not fucking do because apparently we think we know their names and we're just like Rachel McAdams.
That's because her voice did come back. So I actually wrote a page of notes here, Chris, that none of that is on. So it's mainly blank.
We're gonna be off every now and then.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, right?
He says, don't lie, it's a cocaine in a bottle.
There we go, see? But you know what? This is why our show is interactive and we go live on Friday night so that you guys can join in the conversation, like I say.
Yeah.
I call that a save, Double A.
And say where I say. And Gabe's still here. He says, if I had Strange's powers, all I would take is stubbing my toe and the universe is fucked. Well, that sucks. Oh, and Mario's still here, and he's giving us a little good tidbit. Christine Palmer is one of the 3 original night nurse characters in the 1970s comics.
And
nice.
What I know from the shows is that Rosario Dawson is one of the other 3 night nurses that came
Daredevil?
out. Yep, yeah.
Ooh.
Because and
Mario says only 2 issues.
Can I get my hands on those, Mario?
Ooh, good luck.
Okay.
Anyway,
Mario, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Night Nurses thing was, their kind of comic thing was like, remember Damage Inc. came out and they were like the company that cleaned up after the superheroes fought?
Yes.
The Night Nurses were like who guys like Daredevil and the Punisher would go to get patched up. Yeah, so that was really cool.
And that's what Chris says. Claire is a night nurse in Daredevil.
That's right. Yeah, Claire's a night
and
nurse.
Mario's for you. That's for you.
See, Mario, you got to do it like on when you're doing the ratings on Yelp. Like if it's $3 signs, that's a lot. I need like a $1 sign or maybe a 2, maybe, I don't know.
Oh my goodness. So,
but no, just curious. I'm always curious about things, Mario. Chris, you should really take a look at some of Mario's stuff. Man, he has amazing things. I don't know if you're trying to grow your collection or even things to potentially resell. I don't, you.
Mario says 3 roommates.
Cool.
Right? He says 3 roommates, Mario.
The nurses. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a pretty cool story arc. I wonder how come they didn't really use them more. That's pretty damn cool for like heroes for them.
Yeah,
to use them.
I felt like maybe it was going to eventually converge because I got that. I grasped that when I saw Christine in Doctor Strange, and I had already known about Claire from Daredevil, and I was like, oh, they're the night nurse.
Pretty damn
cool
then. Then they should. Yeah, they should.
Yeah. Now I don't know about the third one if they were ever going to introduce her, if she got introduced in another show, or whatever. But still pretty damn cool.
Did they ever have one in Punisher?
No.
Okay.
They didn't have one. Yeah, but Gabe, you got to think outside the box, brother. If you had Doctor Strange's power, you go back in time, pick you up an Action Comics #1, Amazing Fantasy 15. Yeah. I'm running it. I'm gonna get all those. I'm gonna bring my own bag and board.
I think that's what someone did for that Amazing Fantasy. I can't believe there was a 9.6 Amazing Fantasy.
Was that real?
15.
Gabe and Mario, Chris, you guys are out here still. Was that? We were both like a 9.6?
A 9.6 for an Amazing Fantasy, and it's a record.
It sold for more than actually
3.6 mil.
Who graded that?
CGC? Because Action Comics was the leader.
When I watched that Bob Ross documentary, they say that the only person who can authenticate a Bob Ross painting is the lady from the family that swooped in and stole his name, and they're the ones that make the money up. She's the only person apparently in the world that can authenticate a Bob Ross. I'm like, his son painted with him. The son paints just as good as him. I'm like, really?
Mario says mentioned in Daredevil a few times, and Chris is insane probably about the Amazing Fantasy. Because, man, that's just...
It broke the record for Action Comics.
Yeah, because Action Comics, someone supposedly had a 9.4, which is even crazier that there was a 9.4 Action Comics #1 out there. That's fucking crazy, too.
Like,
that one was about a 3.2, so somehow Spider-Man leaped over Superman's ass. And
well, because the grade was higher.
Maybe the grade was higher, too, but, I mean, it just goes to show you, too, that how many people want Spider-Man, too. I was hearing Rob Liefeld's podcast, and he was saying that him and Todd McFarlane were walking on the con, like I guess before the con started, and Todd saw Amazing Fantasy 15. Some guy had like a pretty nice grade, like a 5 or a 6, and he was like, he told Rob Liefeld, like, man, I should really buy this because this is one of those comics that's never going to go down. It's always going to be going up. And he goes, it's a really good investment, So I was like, golly, when you say it like that, it sounds great, right? Like,
so did Rob buy it or no?
Todd.
Did Todd buy it?
I think he said he put it back, but
Todd, you cheapskate.
Right? Well, I was like, man, he can afford it.
Todd acts like he's broke.
But still, I mean, I was like, man, the way he was like, man, this is only like a great investment, and it's only going to keep going up, and I mean, it just shows Spider-Man, man. It's fucking nuts,
Yeah, if I was Rob, I'd have been like, well, what the fuck are you waiting for? Todd, buy that shit.
Chris says, yeah, it's 9.6, mind blown. And then he goes, I heard Gabe cleaned and pressed it.
There you go, Gabe. See that? Giving you all the props, baby.
1939 versus 1963. I mean, I would always assume Action Comics would be the holy grail of fucking comics. I mean,
not even that, but who are these people? Like, did I buy this and have some foresight and put it between 2 pieces of parchment paper in like an airtight cigar box?
Somebody fucking
There was no way to keep that shit.
Somebody had it, read it once, put it back, and never fucking opened it and left it like in a spot somewhere.
But imagine the mentality of that AA. Like, what? Like I said, that's like, it was in your grandma's kitchen
I mean,
in like a airtight thing.
1963
Like, what the
book.
fuck?
Yeah, a 1963 book with a 9.6. That's fucking insane. But again, the Action Comics too, having a 9.4.
I mean, yeah, like paper just deteriorates like with air, like after so
Yeah.
long, and like
Yeah.
you know, you got to keep it from moisture, from sun.
I don't know, man.
I want to know, Mario, are those white pages on those
Somebody
too?
was fucking laying on those, man, and just no one touched them whatsoever. And
Yeah.
now whoever owned it, I don't know whoever owned it, but man, 3.6 mil in their pocket.
That's a great plot
Golly.
for a movie. Nobody stole my idea. Copyright with a plot for the comic book travels. You know what I mean? Like,
Mario has a little tidbit here. He says that Action Comics was found in the middle of a Hollywood magazine. That's actually a pretty good, because those magazines were big.
yeah, and it would be stiff, and it would be
Yeah,
maybe protected from light.
it would.
You know what I mean? So this is someone that probably in that day appreciated the art and thought the story
Well-
was so cool and was like, oh, I want to keep it safe.
I know at one point Nicolas Cage was said to have had a really great condition Superman copy before he sold it.
Yeah, I think Mario talked about that, didn't he? It's called like the
Yeah.
Nick Cage edition. You can
Yes.
get the one that he owned because there's
Yeah.
only so many out there that are in that
Yeah,
high grade.
so many. Yeah. Well, there's only so many out there. Period.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can't really name too many 30s comics out there.
Can you imagine the pressure that grader's under when he gets that? He's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh my
are you
goodness!
kidding
I would,
me?
yeah, I would not even want to touch it. I was like, no, I'm not gonna grade it. I would love to look at it. I would love to hold it, and if it was sealed up, I would love to hold it, and then just here you go. Yeah.
Double didn't even want to touch your merch, or he was hesitant about taking the
Oh,
statue.
I was scared. I was scared. Yeah, and that's the closest I'm ever gonna have an Action Comics right there.
I'm still thinking about how Todd McFarlane was cheap and didn't buy
That's
that.
weird.
Didn't buy
That's
that
weird.
Amazing Fantasy, and also how Jerry Jones
And it
didn't buy an
wasn't-
extra kicker for.
And supposedly it wasn't even like graded either.
Oh, it's
I
a
did-
raw book.
It was a raw book. Yeah.
Man,
So,
and they would have probably gave Todd a deal because he's Todd. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it would have been like, oh, no, you're
what-
gonna pay full price.
yeah, we know you
Yeah,
got
you
it.
can, yeah.
Break out that debit card. Break out that black card, Todd. Mario says, "Don't be a Jack Kirby AA. Grade it." Very nice.
Jack
Very
Kirby.
nice. All right, guys. I think we want to round out. We got two
Yeah,
episodes.
we got two
well,
more
we got to
left, which
finish
we're
this
kind of
episode,
getting into
right?
already,
Yeah, we're about
yeah.
to. We're gonna get into the finale because pretty much a lot of the episode is sadly. We know her name now is Christine dying over and over
Mario,
again.
if
and
you're
that's-
still watching, why is Spider-Man more popular than Superman? I mean, honestly, Superman should be number one. Action Comics should be the holy grail, I would think. I would never think Amazing Fantasy 15 would be topping over Action Comics number one, Detective Comics 27. You
Well,
know,
the grade was higher though. Don't you agree that
yeah,
played a
but-
part?
yeah,
Even
but man,
0.2
it's like Mario
points?
said, 1939 compared to 1963. That's got to
Yeah.
be just so much more rarer to
Yeah.
have Action Comics number one.
It's crazy though, right? Because I'll see stuff. We've all seen stuff get super hot, like, and it's like, you know, I mean, like, you still can't get a Walking Dead issue 1 cheap.
No.
And this is that you could say that the show is, you know,
For us, we
declined in
can't.
popularity.
For us, we can't find a cheap copy.
Yeah.
It's still cheap. It's very affordable if you're like a really high buyer, good buyer.
Okay.
That's still relatively cheap.
If anything, this would maybe be the time for us because the show has dipped in popularity, and it's like not The Walking Dead isn't what it once was, but
But it's changed so much now. It's not like the old Wizard grading where it's like, oh, it's hot. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Because now you're grading it now, and there's only one way it's going to go. It's really just.
But
gonna
me and
go
you,
up.
we'll see new books come out on Wednesday, and it goes up on the shelf for 30, and then it's like in 2-3 weeks it's 50 because it's like there was only a couple of them or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like,
Mario says most Superman readers are dying. Spider-Man is the Superman for this generation. Okay, I can see
that's
that.
a very valid
I
point.
can see that. Yeah, because no one knows how to do shit with Superman.
You know, part of our car ride conversation home, Mario, me and Double A, was that I was just saying that like the iconicness of that's not a word, but the how iconic the Spider-Man origin is. It's like, and we were saying, and we were like, yeah, but and Double A was kind of like, you know, like the Batman, the parents getting gunned down. I said, but what makes it more, and again, this is Stan at work, I think.
Stanley.
What makes it more is that he had the opportunity to stop it. So that the more even more tragic is it that it's like Oh no, it is directly my fault. That's so heavy.
That is super
That's
heavy.
so heavy,
That's
and
really
it
heavy.
changes. It
Yeah.
changes a man,
Yeah.
a boy to a man,
And he did. It did. Really.
and he
Yeah.
forever becomes. You know what I mean? Like it's like now no more whatever. Use these powers for money and help my aunt. Now I've got to do what's right
Yeah.
because I cost my uncle his life,
Yeah.
who raised me like a father.
Yeah.
It's super. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, there you go. It is what it is. So, all right, guys, let's keep going here
Alrighty.
on What If. Man, great conversation with some great people watching.
Yeah, man,
still
we got some
Double A.
all-stars
I feel
today.
honored. I know.
Yeah, we got some all-stars
Man.
today.
And thank you, Chris, for all the corrections on.
I know,
things
man. We
failed.
fucking sucked at it. Golly.
I've only had 2 beers. Double A's not even drinking
I'm not
with me
even
today.
drinking. Maybe that's what's wrong.
Double A, I always say better when you drink, buddy.
Shit.
Guys, you missed some great stuff during the break. If you did not get to hear that, I know to the audio listeners it just sound like a blip, like where'd you go? But
Yeah,
we tell you about the audio situation. It's got to load up. So go check out the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hear all the content, hear us talking with some of the greatest of all the people that we know, all the Friday Nighters, Chris
Yeah,
Rizzo,
man.
Mario Delgado, Gabe,
Jason,
everybody. Jason
Steve.
Jason says good night. Guy says
Good night, bros.
good night,
and
bros.
good night, Mario.
There you go. Good night.
And Mario, one last thing, he says Superman was written for small kids. Spidey was directed at teens, which is always the smart thing that Stan did. He was like, no, I can actually focus my readers, as college students, high school students, and get them right there.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of like we said too, though. Superman is so powerful that it makes it difficult to sometimes keep him interesting.
I think that's why John Byrne had that great run, because he did depower Superman.
Yeah,
you could write more stories, better stories like that.
Yeah,
it's like we said, we hate reading Batman now because he can figure everything out.
Right,
he figured out how to shoot Darkseid.
Yeah,
like seriously, like fucking Darkseid, really?
Okay,
like,
yeah,
that's
a bit much.
Like, come on. Like, he even found a way to hurt Darkseid.
It's like they're trying to elevate him to like a Superman level. It's like, you have problems with Superman. Why would you do that to Batman?
This is the thing why we hate Lex Luthor so much, right? It's always like the brawn versus the brain. We're like, come on. Like if Superman really wanted to...
Yeah. Lex and Batman are almost a better match.
The
way they're trending him, and they're both rich.
And we get pissed off because it's like Superman can easily kill Lex, and then it's like, well, Darkseid can even swat Batman away, that shouldn't even be in the same comic book.
Yeah. What I dug about the Snyder Cut Justice League is that he kind of like hangs back. Like he knows he's like, I'm out of my depth.
I like it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And always the movies and everything get that right. The animated series, they kind of like, okay, he's not mixing it up.
Series, they don't put any heavyweights besides Bane. Bane is like the only heavyweight.
Right.
And that was smart. That's why I think the series gets a lot of acclaim.
You want a little bit of David and Goliath. You don't want like, David's getting all the Goliaths. You know what I mean? I'm like, the point of the story is that he's triumphing over that. You know what I mean? So
we love you, DC. Okay, we're getting back to Doctor Strange and this supremely fucking dark episode. This really dark episode that showed when a man is really obsessed, really crazy about something, what the Sorcerer Supreme, what kind of damage the Sorcerer Supreme in the Marvel Universe can do.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Doctor Strange unleashed.
Yeah.
And
very
it's
much
pretty
so.
fucking scary.
Really
what
scary.
He can do.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going over. I don't know how many times they say he's trying to save her, but it's a shitload of times. It's a whole bunch of times.
And the fact that he put himself through that, he was creating his own... He was driving himself mad.
Yeah. Where he's like, okay, you know what? There has to be something... excuse me. There has to be something in these books that can give me more power, that can stop this absolute that the Ancient One is saying, that this is an absolute moment. So he starts digging into some really dark, evil shit. And he starts raising these fucking strong, magical creatures.
Right.
One by one. And he's like, I'm going to take my time. And he's down somewhere, and there's some like weird fucking spells going on, candles everywhere. It's scary.
No,
he's in a dark room.
Double a question, and I was trying to remember this or not. This is gonna maybe make you think. But so, episode 1, Captain Carter, the squid thing that's coming out.
Yeah.
Then don't we see a squid thing?
I thought so too.
And I was like, is this creature in all of them?
Is he the same one?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
And I think somebody said it might actually be a character. I don't know, and I didn't really look into it too
Cthulhu?
much. I know, right? Cthulhu. Yeah, it's Cthulhu.
H.P. Lovecraft up in the house.
Yeah. But yeah, he starts getting like these dark magical creatures, and somehow he's absorbing them.
Yeah, because his point is to break the what do they call the absolute?
Yes.
He's like, I'm going to keep
So he's
Christine
doing
alive.
Yeah, this is where they're saying the Green Lantern, where it was pretty much his imagination is only, the power ring is only limited to his imagination. So Doctor Strange is like, well, I can find ways. So he starts raising one dark creature after another dark creature after
Because he's going to absorb their power, he thinks.
And he does get stronger.
Yeah.
But he's starting to slowly turn.
Yeah.
Like his color is looking bad, and he's just, these monsters are getting bigger because he's getting stronger. And right when he thinks he has enough power, that's when he tries to do it again, right?
Right. And he does do it, right? He does break the absolute point, and he keeps her alive, but at the cost of pretty much the world, it seems like. Because whatever that black goo or whatever it is, mist, starts to just absorb all of the planet.
But did you see, like, when she does wake up, and the way he looks,
I was
hideous. Like, holy fuck.
She was afraid of him. He was a monster.
I was like, holy shit, he looks fucking ugly.
Yeah.
He's like really all like he became like a monster. I was like, I was like, holy shit.
Hey, if any of us know anything from any of the stuff we've watched already, you can't just be absorbing dark energies and you're going to be okay. You're going to be fucked up after that.
He looked fucking ugly.
Yeah, he was. So I was like, oh, even if he kept her alive, she's like, look, you're hideous. You know what I mean? Like, you're a fucking monster now. You know what I mean? Not that she's shallow and it's about looks.
No, but I mean, man, he's like he turned into like a fucking creature. He had like eyes here. His head was bigger. He had like all the creatures. His arms were coming out of his back. I mean, I was like holy shit.
I did the bigger point was
monster.
Yeah, the bigger point was that like absorbing all that dark energy again somehow caused the world to just kind of be like,
and it did. Yeah, he fucked up everything.
Yeah,
and the Watcher.
He talks to the Watcher. That was cool.
He talks to the Watcher.
Yeah, he's like, stop this. You can stop this.
You
whatever.
can stop it. You have the power. Because he sensed it in one time, and it's like I even told my wife, I was like, holy shit, he sensed the Watcher.
That's pretty neat. Yeah,
I was like, oh, fuck.
Because that's the first time they address this in this series, that like something is powerful enough to see, the Watcher, and he does. And then he talks to him, and then he's like, he kind of tells him off. He's like, you did this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, but you can stop
I do
it.
have the power.
Like,
but I'm not.
And he's like, again, I cannot, will not interfere, is one of the lines he delivers in one of the other openings, whatever. But
remember, that's all the Watcher is. He just watches all these moments unfold and records them. Now, I don't know where the recordings go. I don't know what benefit it does. I mean, that's all they do. They're just like the guys, the people at the jury, where they take notes.
The court stenographer.
Yeah, that's all the Watcher really is.
I mean, and basically, it sounds like the Eternals kind of sit around watching too. I'm like, fuck y'all doing?
We'll find out why. We'll find out why.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, lots of watching going on.
And it kind of just ends where it's kind of just like Strange and Christine, but
she's kind of melting away with that black stuff. So
and she's like disappearing too.
It was total monkey's paw, man. It was like,
man, it was bad. And I was like, it ended. It just ended. Like there was like sober music that came on, and it was just like seriously, me, my daughter, and my wife were just like.
It was sad. It was sad.
Like, we looked at each other.
For the audio listeners, Double A just has a blank face. Like it was like. We can't believe that shit. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I gotta watch something like more upbeat. So I think I started watching like Cobra Kai, like season 1.
I was gonna say it was very Empire Strikes Back. It was very Logan. It was very.
It was ugly though. Man.
Yeah.
It was because he did it. It showed what the Sorcerer Supreme can do when really motivated to do something really stupid. I mean, it brought about the end of his world.
Yeah.
In one timeline, fucking Doctor Strange, like, destroyed the world. And I was just like, wow.
It was the Anakin syndrome, man. It was like determined to beat death. And it's like, dude.
You caused it.
You can't beat that.
Yeah. So, man, it was brutal. It was super fucking dark. And for some reason, this guy saw it like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, "Wow, you're really sadistic."
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
like,
a glutton for punishment. I
yeah,
guess.
because I was like, I only
Well,
saw it one time, and I'm never gonna see it again.
I
I'm
thought
like
there was
locking it up.
kind of beauty in the love story. I was like, yeah, he really loved her, or whatever.
I was like, I'm locking that shit up. I'm never
Yeah.
watching it again. I'm just like, I hope I forget. I hope I don't have nightmares.
For the
about this.
record, 4 might have been too many. I shouldn't have watched that many times. I was like, oof, this is heavy. I'm crying every time. I'm like, damn, man, that shit is not good for me. But
yeah, I was like, nope, never gonna watch it again.
my girlfriend says the
Sorry.
same thing. She's like, you're always listening to sad music. And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Damn.
It speaks to me, I guess. I don't know.
Golly.
But moving on, guys. So that's episode 4 of What If.
Brutal. Probably the fucking darkest
Yeah.
episode so far. Man.
Yeah,
just
by far.
brutal.
But again, really well done.
And it
really
shows-
well acted.
and it shows again what Doctor Strange could really
Yeah,
do.
and there's not a lot of side characters, right? Double A. So it's like
No,
you
it's
really
just
get
him and Christine.
Yeah, it's a good dose of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So it's cool, man. I mean, you know, and it looks great visually as well.
It
But,
did. It was super scary, super dark. And if you want to watch it, go ahead and watch it. But I'm not going to watch it again. So, but it was a good episode.
And spoiler alerts, guys, for anybody that hasn't watched any of these. I probably should have said that first. But especially this one, because this one just came out.
Maybe we'll get to you and you'll want to watch it after I'm telling you not to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I think I told TM, like, don't watch this movie. And he ended up,
Less than zero.
And he fucking watched it.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
right
that was
away.
that was
like,
total
wow.
Inception. Double
Wow.
A. It was like you're like no, it's horrible, And I was like, in my mind, I was like, yeah, watch that later.
Yeah, and I'm like, I just fucking tell you. It's like when you tell someone don't look down and they're fucking looking down. I'm like, I told you not to look down.
That's Inception. See, Double A, you're just like Leonardo in.
Because like
in
I saw
movie.
that fucking movie once and I'm never gonna watch it again. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, you know, once was enough for me too. I think I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, I'm good.
Yeah, it's just.
I'm not gonna lie though. If somebody told me they hadn't seen it and they wanted me to watch it,
Oh
I'd
my
probably sit
goodness!
there and-
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Fuck
Okay,
that.
guys. So this one, I don't have to look up the title on this one because I remembered it because it was
Yeah.
super easy.
It is really based on this super popular storyline that Marvel had, and it's actually written by Robert Kirkman.
Oh wow, no shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know
the
that.
series. I just
And the guy, this Salamarca, Salamarca.
Arthur.
Yeah. So he would always come. He would always come for.
So this one started off in the Ultimate Universe, and then it became this limited series 1 through 5. It's called Marvel Zombies, and pretty much, the zombie apocalypse hits the Marvel
Yeah.
universe.
And this episode's called "What If Zombies." That's all it was called. So
Yeah.
I was able to remember that
so
one.
you don't have to read this to know the what if. You really don't. It's so much different than this series.
It again heavily incorporates, which I think these are all planning
but
to
they
do.
got this storyline from this.
The Marvel universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it is obviously incorporated. I love this episode. It's super fun to me. I mean, despite the the bad stuff.
Me and CM love zombies, so it's always really cool. My wife loves zombies, so she was like super excited to see this one.
I used to hate zombies. The Walking Dead got me to like
Well,
zombies.
that's what I mean,
But
right?
I was a
Like,
very...
Walking
Zombie
Dead.
was like the low to me of the monsters.
Well, to me, like Walking Dead is like the ultimate zombie.
Yeah.
Everything. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it used to be like George Romero, but for me, it's like
Right.
Walking Dead.
Yes,
now,
I
you know?
agree. Yeah.
Um,
So kudos to Kirkman for that.
Yeah, and then finding out he wrote this right now. Just
Yeah.
right now.
So when this was wildly hot, the comics, I wasn't reading
was
it.
Super.
I didn't know nothing about it.
It's funny. It's
No,
actually
but,
really
yeah.
if you can get your hands on the number 1 and you get issues 1 through 5, they're actually really funny. Like in these, when they eat, that's when they start thinking clearly again.
Oh,
and they're
wow.
like, "Wow, I can't believe like we're eating people. This is like so gross." And they descend into madness when they start getting hungry again. And there's like even a part where like Galactus comes down on Earth, and they're like, "Holy shit! Look how big he is!"
Oh,
and,
man.
And somehow they were able to eat Galactus, and they all get like cosmic powers, and they start flying off to other worlds to eat.
Wow.
So it starts spreading.
The Eater of Worlds gets eaten.
Yeah, him and Surfer, they both eat him and Surfer, and they get cosmic powers from eating them. So it's fucking funny. It's hilarious. This like series, they might have it in trade paperback. It's
I'm
fucking
sure.
funny. Like Hulk, like every time he turns into Bruce Banner, his stomach's so swollen because like he can't digest it. So he's like, I wish someone would just kill me.
Wow. So the episode starts out how we see don't see till later the origin of this thing.
Yeah, so
but...
it's already like in.
Oh no! Banner's flying to Earth.
That's right.
This
it's
is like
kind of like
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
He crash lands into Strange's house, or the Bleecker Street house, and pretty much is like Thanos is coming.
The
Thanos
Sanctum
is coming.
Sanctorum.
Yeah, but then he's like, "There's no one here." He goes out, empty.
But he sees what's his name, Corvus Glaive, and the. Am I right on the names? Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Thanos' cronies, they're there.
That's
and
right.
they're like,
The dude who fucking like has TK powers that is fucking weirdo.
I think I have it right. Corvus, is it Glaive or Clave? Glaive. I
Chris.
Think Chris, somebody bail us out. Ah.
It's fucking lackey that Thanos has. The one that Strange and Iron Man has to fight, like in the beginning.
That's like his decide, pretty much.
His decide, yeah.
Come on,
yeah,
we know where we're going.
His decide.
We know where we're going. Where they were going with
they're
that.
still ripping off Kirby. Come on now. Golly.
Now we're gonna get more DC. We're DC guys here.
Still ripping off the new gods.
Okay,
so so like he's like Hulk's like, oh shit, like Banner's like, oh shit, come on Hulk, I could really use your help, blah blah blah. You see like a little opening starting to happen, and you see like an Iron Man glove, and it shoots him like that dude in the back of the head.
Yeah, and he's hyped because he's like, all right, Tony.
Yeah,
like,
and then he sees like Cap coming out. He sees Iron Man, and they're fighting. They're fucking beating the shit out of these two guys, and all of a sudden you start hearing like a munching noise.
Yeah, and he's like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, he's like,
and I almost want to say I thought I remembered like the glove comes out of the thing and then he kind of grabs it and just kind of starts eating it, but I might be wrong. But either way, you're like, oh shit! Like obviously Banner is like taken aback. Like
he's like, guys, that's a little overkill.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's a little overkill because they're all like feasting. You know what I mean? The Earth's mightiest heroes here. I'm like, oh man. So,
and it looks like it's been a while.
Yeah,
because they're all fucking ugly.
Yeah, they're pretty torn up. And he's about to get snacked on, I think. But the cape, Doctor Strange's cape, saves him.
Cape, man. The cape's still alive.
Hey, the cape is an all-star, is a real one.
It is.
In this
like
episode.
it's eating, like it's got everyone. Wong's a zombie, Iron Man's a zombie, Cap's a zombie. I mean, they're just like holy shit. And I think that's when the other ones finally come too, right? They the cape rescues Banner. And,
yeah, Spider-Man shows up. You know what I mean?
It picks him up, right?
Yeah,
like, carries him.
It's cool because he's in his homecoming.
Yeah. And I actually thought it was Tom Holland. I was really surprised when it wasn't.
I actually had to look it up because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either.
I
was like, oh shit, they got Tom Holland, but it wasn't.
Although I don't get why they can't get them all. I was like, doesn't Marvel own you guys pretty much by now?
I thought so. I thought they would have.
We got movies in the bank.
Unless
coming,
Sony's like, no, you can't use them for this.
No, well, I guess so. Yeah, but
Sony still owns fucking
Spider-Man.
That
right.
blows.
So
like he meets up with like pretty much like Hope. What's her name? What's Michonne's name? I can never get her name right.
Michonne's name?
Yeah.
No.
Her character.
Oh, Okoye.
Okoye,
yeah.
Them two.
Which is cool. Like one of the Dharma Lodge. Like I like that they said these badasses survived. You know what I mean? Not that they're all not badass.
No, because I was like, I don't think anyone thinks that about Hope. Would you?
I don't know enough about the Wasp to really say, but you know what I mean. Like I don't want to downplay.
Like obviously, that's not Jan though. Like Jan is the only one I know as like.
Oh,
the
that's
Wasp,
right. That's right.
know?
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I don't know about Hope.
I guess I just get the vibe that she's
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Jan almost.
Yeah, which is the Michelle Pfeiffer character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one that he beats up.
Yeah, fuck her. So, okay, so he meets up with that's a little bit of the resistance kind of.
Oh, and that idiot too, the one who from Ant-Man 2,
guys, I forgot about him.
The one he played Polka Dot Man.
Yeah,
in Suicide Squad,
the friend or whatever.
Yeah,
another one that has. Both.
Both Marvel and DC. Somehow
I forgot that was him. I wonder if it was his real voice.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Probably did.
And then Happy Hogan.
That's right, Happy Hogan's there. Yeah.
He's alive too, still driving him.
Is it John Favreau's voice?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, that's pretty badass, man.
I wouldn't see why he couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, like
he's Mandalorian.
On the Mandalorian, yeah. So there's a little resistance. People are not zombies, and they're just kind of filling in Banner. You know what I mean? Like that, like.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell happened?
This is what's going on. Yeah.
So Peter's made like a fucking zombie apocalypse, like movie.
Right. Yeah, he's pretty much like doing the Zombieland thing, how to survive the
Pretty
zombie
much.
apocalypse.
So when Hank and them were trying to get Jan, like you see in Ant-Man 2,
Mm-hmm.
she catches a virus in the micro
The
universe, the
Quantumverse.
Quantumverse.
Yeah.
And Hank doesn't see it. So when he gets her in, she bites him.
Yeah.
And so they both they're still able to somehow fly a plane
Right.
and get out, and it bites Scott quick.
Yeah.
He's like the first victim.
Yeah.
And Hope takes off, but by then I think Scott fucking downsizes to his Ant-Man form, and like because they call the Avengers because it happens on the West Coast first.
Right.
He bites Cap, and Cap gets infected, and Iron Man gets infected, Hawkeye, everyone gets infected, and they said as soon as the Avengers got infected, that's when the whole world went to shit.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about a zombie that's in an iron suit and Cap and
and these zombies are kind of like a little bit sentient because they still do the stuff that like
they're still
like
able to do it.
Cap still uses the shield, Hawkeye still shoots arrows. You're
Yeah.
like, what kind of zombies are these? Like they're like smart zombies or whatever. But since that is the case, like you said, once the Avengers are zombies, the average Joes are kind of fucked. So it's like, well, here we go. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, so it's kind of like, damn. So
yeah. So
they fill him in on all that stuff, and he said there might be a place where there could be a cure.
Yeah, it's a base. They get like a beacon from like a military base.
Where it's like the Cap base.
Right.
Where he was, I guess, trained.
Yeah.
Made, whatever. And, but they need this train, and it's not working. So they're like, we need like almost like a
slingshot.
slingshot almost. Yeah. So Spider-Man's doing his damnedest. He's trying to pull the train so he can, pretty much get it on. Like Jesse set it off. Well, they get surrounded by a shitload of zombies, and they have this really cool part in the subway. They're trying to evade all the fucking zombies. They're coming on the train. Boom, boom. They're fighting them off. It looks like they won, right? It looks like they're, the plan worked. Peter's plan worked. And Hope, man, she goes inside Sharon's body because Sharon Carter's here too.
That's right. Oh yeah, I forgot about Sharon Carter.
She gets small into her mouth, and then she explodes. Like she explodes Sharon's body.
Yeah. And
she's covered in all that shit. Well, Banner recognizes she has an open wound. And he's like, Hope, then we have a problem here.
Yeah.
And so she catches the virus.
And she says, take me out now. And they're like, no, we don't want to yet or whatever. You know what I mean? Like maybe we're so... Okoye says it. She's like,
we're really close.
We're close to where the cure might be.
And there might be a cure. Like it'd be stupid if we, killed you when... we get there like in 3 minutes and we can cure you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, it stops. The fucking train stops, and they have to walk like the rest
Through
of the way.
The zombies.
Well, yeah, there's a whole fucking field of zombies,
and they agree right there. They're like, "We won't make it.
We're not gonna make it. It's only Banner. He's not the Hulk.
No,
it's Spider-Man.
And
Okoye, but she's not strong though.
And the guy from
and that ex-con from Ant-Man.
Yeah, Polka Dot Man.
I mean,
Okoye.
She's only going to kill so many before they capture her. I mean, Spider-Man's really the only one that can probably
get above them. Yeah, but he's got nothing to swing on to.
But maybe, he can leap. He can probably jump probably more.
Right.
And, and like I said, at this point, like, Hulk's still scared to come out.
Yeah.
So
and it's a kind of the main thing about zombies is like there's so many, so it's like you're swarmed, you're overwhelmed. It's like what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So Janet.
So at this point,
not Janet. Hope. Sorry.
Yeah. So at this point, we've lost Happy, we've lost Sharon. It's Bucky. Bucky's still with them too.
Oh, I forgot about Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky's there. Sebastian Stan. And Jan's like, what? If I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna do it my way. So she gets big.
Yeah, that's cool.
And starts smashing a lot of the zombies. I mean, they're crawling up on her.
Yeah.
And she's able to get them into the base.
Yeah. That's a neat visual, right?
Yeah, it's
because she never got big in the movie. It's just we see her get big and then she like I thought that too. I was like, my first thought was like she's gonna die on the fence and then they're gonna run in.
I thought so too.
Yeah, but it was cool because she kind of set them down and she kind of like fell the other way backwards, which is I was like, okay, good, smart. And that's don't fucking So they get into the base
and they're kind of surprised. They're like, how come they're not like storming the fucking fence? How come they're not coming through?
Yeah.
And then you see Vision pop up.
Yeah.
And he has a mind stone.
And we're all like, yeah, like
Yeah.
Vision's gonna save us, right? Because
Yeah.
he's a super badass.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I have the mind stone that can, it stops him.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know? And he's like, yeah, there's a cure, and he says, I did cure Scott.
Yeah.
And he's showing what it's a fucking head. He's like a head in a jar.
The total
like,
Futurama,
Yeah.
man. Like a head in the jar, and he's like talking, and we're like, what the hell? Like,
But
okay.
Vision's like, yeah, there might be a cure. Theoretically, he keeps saying that. Like, theoretically, there could be a cure.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right. Well, he goes, we don't have the technology, though,
Mm-hmm.
for that. And, she's like, well, we have it in Wakanda. Let's
Yeah.
fucking go. And so Bucky's like, all right, I'm going to go look for some transport. And Vision, like, says some weird shit. He's like, watch out, Barnes or whatever he calls him, like, you might not like what you find. And you're
Yeah.
like, holy shit, what the hell's going on?
Very horror movie right now.
Yeah, I was like,
Mhm.
oh shit. And we see Bucky going in, searching the compound, and he's like, oh fuck, dude, we see Wanda.
Yeah.
And
But
we
don't forget
see-
who we find first.
Yeah, we see T'Challa.
Which I was happy to see T'Challa was alive, which was cool. But
And it happens in the zombies, almost like the same way.
oh, really?
Yeah.
And he didn't have a leg though.
Yeah,
There was no leg there.
And so Vision's been cutting up T'Challa to feed Wanda, and apparently he's been doing that with a lot of other survivors that somehow get in there. He
bastard
feeds
Vision.
Wanda because that's his wife. And I said, you know what? I probably would do the same thing for you. That's what I tell my wife.
Ah, there you go.
I
Very
was
nice.
like,
See,
I probably would do the same
that's
thing. For you.
romance right there.
Yeah,
when
it
you
is.
when you feed the king of Wakanda to your wife, she can.
And we see like Bucky with his shield because I forget we skipped that part too.
Mhm.
Him and Cap have this battle.
Nice battle, yeah. It's
And
pretty sweet.
obviously, he kills Cap.
The zombie
and
Cap.
he takes the shield, so he has the Cap shield.
Yeah,
And
and he puts it on his back.
it's funny too because like Sam comes out. Sam's like in his Cap gear, and he's like, he sees him dying. He's like, I should be sad, but I'm not. I'm like, oh wow. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, that sucks. But yeah, so we find out Vision is fucking cutting up T'Challa and I guess keeping him sedated and feeding Wanda. Wanda's full
Right.
zombie.
Yeah, and
And-
kind of scary because she's got her Scarlet Witch powers.
And she's still
and
super fucking powerful.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit.
And
there's-
so she breaks out of whatever Vision has her. I guess he just has her calm.
Yeah,
She's eating, she's calm.
Right.
Boom.
right.
She busts out of that, and fucking starts beating the shit out of the Avengers or whatever's left of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Vision, they keep trying to plead with Vision. This ain't right, blah, blah, blah. T'Challa's like, yeah, he's been feeding me.
yeah,
to her.
yeah, to her.
Yeah.
And they tell him at this point, why did he destroy her or to
Yeah.
destroy her?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, I couldn't, I love her. And
Damn.
but somehow he comes to, I don't know, somehow he comes to an understanding. And I thought this part sucked. I was like, wow, he could have done it when they got away. He takes off the fucking stone. And,
Right.
Well, that was keeping all the fucking zombies out
The zombies away, yeah.
I was like, asshole.
Yeah. He says there's like some frequency that keeps him away, but then he self-sacrifices.
And then Wanda sees the body. It's almost kind of like Infinity War. She sees him dying. She goes apeshit. And,
yeah.
she starts like stopping all of them. And, she's doing her Scarlet Witch powers. And Banner has like, okay, I might have to sacrifice myself.
Mm-hmm.
But he gives Peter the Mind Stone and is like, use it. And he turns into the Hulk. He finally turns into the Hulk.
Yeah.
And he starts killing a lot of zombies. They can't bite his skin. They show where like Wanda tries biting him and it doesn't work on his Hulk skin.
Yeah.
And he starts kind of wailing on Wanda. Wanda's kind of holding her own, but she's wailing on her. Keeping her at bay
Right.
while they're trying to make their escape. So pretty brutal stuff.
Yeah, man, definitely. And I thought it was kind of cool that she was using her powers, but she wasn't using them like all the way because like you're still kind of a zombie, right?
Yeah,
Like you're not
I
going to
mean-
be thinking of like
Yeah.
turning someone to bubbles or smoke or whatever, which the real Wanda
Yeah.
could do, but zombie Wanda, no, she was kind of more doing like these blasts and like energy projection type stuff, whatever. But it still made for a cool visual, cool fight,
It did.
whatever.
Yeah.
So they're on their way to Wakanda, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's T'Challa, Spider-Man. I think he's wearing the cape now. The strange cape is kind of...
Yeah.
No, it's on
It's
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah.
It's on Scott.
He's got like, not a body, but like the cape. And the other guy dies earlier, the Polka Dot
Dot
Man. Polka Dot Man dies.
And
Okoye.
Yeah,
she
she
died
dies.
too? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Damn, I
Yeah.
forgot that. So it's just them
Wanda
four.
pulls her.
That's right. So it's just them 3 or 4 that are going
Yeah.
to Wakanda.
Yeah.
And they get there, and they've got the Mind Stone or whatever, but then we get the big end on this one that you see.
So it looks like it's going to be hopeful, and it's not, of course.
Yeah.
Thanos.
As in what ifs.
Thanos is already fucking zombified.
Yeah.
And he has a fucking gauntlet.
With all the stones except
for the Mind Stone.
The Mind
So
Stone.
it's like, fuck.
Yeah, it says could potentially, and it looks like they're at the shield of Wakanda. So I imagine they've got to open the shield to let them in, but you don't drop the whole shield, or you just drop the top part. So.
Yeah, but still, it's kind of like shit.
Yeah, because I can't imagine a zombie Thanos.
He can reverse time,
right?
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, another horrible ending.
But it was, for the most part, kind of a fun, exciting episode.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
They're all very good. You know what I mean? I think they're all worth watching. They're worth watching multiple times.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But guys, we're up at our next and our last break. We're gonna turn back on the comments, listen to what you guys have to say, and offer up about what if and or anything else in our last few minutes here with you guys. So give us a blip, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, you guys know that we're not going anywhere here, that you're joining us live, hanging out, and we see some comments in there, so 1 or 2 of you might still be with us. So let's check it out. Double A, what do you got there?
Oh, wow, Mario says, Dark Doctor Strange revealed in Spidey movie?
Maybe. That would be cool. Everyone keeps saying Mephisto, right? More everyone's like obsessed with Mephisto.
Yeah.
Being in the new Spider-Man No Way Home.
I'm really surprised how much Mephisto, the attention he gets.
I know. I just feel like the name came out one time and everybody thought that was going to be the next big bad, but I really feel like we've already come to understand that it's going to be Kang. So I'm sure you would just shelf Mephisto for a while. But Dark Doctor Strange would be definitely something to be reckoned with, I think.
I think there is actually like a version of him where he is like dark.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember there was that version of him where he was like blue, like he had like a blue head.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
I don't know about that one exactly, but
if you do more research, you'll probably find it.
Yeah, but we're not.
Mario said it was great. Chris says he's gonna bow out.
All right, Riz.
Because he hasn't seen the zombie.
Oh, okay. Good.
And he
good
says
move.
I'll catch the rest of the show on YouTube later tonight.
Okay, so awesome. Later, Rizzo. Appreciate you being here, buddy. Thanks for all the bailouts, man, on that one. So. But yeah, man. I mean, overall, good stuff, right, Double A? I mean, like nothing to complain about regarding what if.
No, man, it's cool. It's cool. It's of course, like I said, it kind of sucks because it's limiting to what the characters they have shown, because obviously they're not going to show, like again, a Galactus. They're not going to show an X-Men.
Right.
They're not going to show Fantastic Four, even though they own them already. They're not going to blow their first appearance on an animated What If. So you got to kind of work in the confines of the characters that you do have. So.
I mean, I guess the good thing is, though, there's like a lot of people that didn't get touched on that you could. Like, we didn't really get like a Thor thing. We didn't really get like a Valkyrie. Like, I guess I'm thinking of them, but I mean, like, you could bring back Game Master, that little crew of Hulk people, So I'm going to bring us right back into the recording, Double A, so we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
I don't want to say our final thoughts off air, so we'll bring us back in right there. All right, guys, thanks for hanging during that quick little brief blip as we were just making sure that our audio loaded up here. But a few comments in good there from Riz. Chris Rizzo.
Asking you.
Riz took off because he hadn't seen the Zombies one yet. And Mario says, again, more spoilers. Did you get a Mephisto feel in Shang-Chi?
Did you?
I did not at all. But maybe I'm not looking for him. You know what I mean? So
I haven't been. I don't look for him until like I start reading like stuff like in Loki.
Yeah,
I was like, really? They thought that was Mephisto? I was like, all right.
Now, Mario, I feel like you're more versed in the lore than I am. I'll go ahead and ask you: did you get that vibe without any spoilers for Double A who hasn't seen it yet?
That's fine.
But if you did, let me know what you think you saw or what you did see or whatever, because I feel like everyone under the sun is ready to find something that they touched on or whatever. But
it's weird because I don't remember. Like, it always seemed like Thanos was like the big bad, right?
Yeah.
Was there any feel like of a second major villain like in all these movies, right?
I mean,
because it seems like Kang is supposed to be set up. It seems like
I would say maybe like I mean, not even Loki, because he almost becomes good. You know what I mean? Like, it becomes good. So,
Mario said the Soul Eaters.
oh, okay, very interesting. I didn't even think about that. Wow, that's right there. Yeah, that's true.
Dark Side Protectors.
They go pretty heavy on that at one point. So yeah, that's great pickup. Um, we'll see. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we got to get to this Kang thing before we're gonna bring out
I feel
Mephisto.
like Mephisto, they would have to save him for a Surfer, right?
I would hope. I mean, just a further.
Or if they do Ghost Rider, maybe introduce him in Ghost Rider, because he's supposed to be the one that Johnny made the deal with.
Right. That'd be cool. You know who I was thinking about casting for that? Remember we had that talk, we were saying that Keanu might have been a little old. Yeah. Damn it, now I can't think of it, but I was like, this would have been good. I was like, Double A will like that or whatever is what it was. Shit, who was it? Oh, our boy, Norman Reedus.
They think Norman Reedus already up there too.
Would be a good Johnny Blaze.
He would be.
I guess
but he's like in his late 40s now too.
He rides motorcycles.
I don't know. I just want someone in their 30s.
Shit.
Because man, like those two would have been good.
Yeah.
You know, both of them would have been good.
Yeah.
But you can't have like a long-term run with them.
I have to admit, a lot of times when I think about Johnny Blaze, I think about when Danny Ketch was already Ghost Rider and they were Spirits of Vengeance. You know what I mean? And they kind of show him more grizzled with the long hair. Like, I definitely feel like Daryl could pull that off. I mean, Norman Reedus could pull that off.
If you're gonna go with that Johnny Blaze, then sure, him or Keanu, sure. I will see him as that Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, but then he's not Ghost Rider. Then it's.
No, I mean,
Ketch
Danny's fine.
Ghost Rider.
Danny's fine. For a lot of people, Danny Ketch is their Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Shit, he was shit hot. He was more shit hot than Johnny Blaze ever was, the character.
That's interesting, too.
There was at one point, I mean, Ghost Rider was like almost like Wolverine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know,
he was popping out in everybody's books or whatever. So. But we kind of said briefly during the break.
I mean, I would still pop. If Danny came out, I would still pop for him.
I thought he looked really cool. I like that bike.
I'd rather have him in or Johnny as opposed to Robbie. Like I was really surprised they popped out with Robbie Reyes already. I was like, man, you're really leapfrogging over the two longest term Ghost Riders. Right. Like, come on now.
Well, I will admit though, and this is without seeing those shows. I just went back and watched the clips of him because I wanted to see how the Ghost Rider looked. I was impressed, and I thought I thought it was neat that he was a Latino.
It's fine. It's cool, but man, let's start off with Johnny.
I get you.
I get you. And then you can move on. You know, like if you want to bring Miles already, go ahead. We've already had multiple Peters.
Lots of times.
We've had Toby, we've had Andrew, we've had Tom. If you want to bring Miles, cool. Miguel would be awesome. When I saw him at the end of the Spider-Verse, I was like, oh, Miguel, Spider-Man 2099?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Mario said only Johnny Blaze.
Only Johnny Blaze. The purist right there, Mario.
I mean, that's for me too. That's, Ghost Rider, that whole lore around the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. That's some really good shit right there. Mario,
you have a good casting choice for Johnny Blaze. Double A thinks someone at 30-ish. You know what I mean? I was suggesting maybe Norman Reedus. I like him, and I think he could pull it off. And we've heard rumors about Keanu, but we think Double A also thinks those might be a little bit old. You might be right. We want to get a couple of movies out of him, maybe if we do.
Because you're talking about maybe a 10-year period.
What if you do it? What if you do it not anthology style Double A, but what if you do it where it's like one movie is with this guy, another movie is with this guy. You know,
that's fine.
Like the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, then we get the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, then you get the Miguel one. I don't know if people would buy 3 movies that are separate without now maybe there's some interaction a little bit, you know what I mean? But I'd be curious to see.
You see, the thing with Ghost Rider though, okay, I would take Norman for Johnny Blaze if it's just like a 10 episode series.
Okay, like a Disney Plus.
Maybe leave him out of the movies. And just give me 10 1-hour episodes.
Interesting.
I'll take that. I'll take Norman Reedus. Is that maybe 2-3 seasons?
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. I guess I just can't think of any good 30-somethings that I would think would be like,
but if we're going to do it that way, maybe Ghost Rider's not meant to be a movie. Because I think the Johnny Blaze movie, the Nicolas Cage movies kind of would throw off a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it sucks because Ghost Rider is such a badass looking character visually.
Yeah. And you know what? The CGI in those looked all right.
They're fine.
I thought that the Ghost Rider.
You know what? In the second one, they really made it look like where his skull was burnt.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I wasn't really digging that one on how he looked.
What villain do you go with? Mephisto, right? That would be the one to go with. Because also he would fight Zarathos, right? And
well, that's what the demon entity that he's attached to.
Okay.
That's, you know, that Zerathos.
Yeah,
you
and I know he'd be with Blackheart, which is
but that's Downey. That's more Danny's
okay.
bad guy.
Yeah,
which they still put Blackheart in the first Ghost Rider movie.
yeah. See, I would tell that story like Midnight Suns, like Lilith, and
That'd be cool.
I'd
I
bring
would
all
go
that
Midnight
in.
Suns if they want to bring Blade.
See, you can almost have like a Marvel universe, like a dark universe.
That's what I'm saying. That'd
you
be
get
really
Blade,
cool.
Ghost Rider,
the monsters.
Morbius. Yeah, the monsters.
And maybe even change it. Obviously, they're not going to have Morbius. That's Sony.
Right.
But maybe do Werewolf by Night.
That's
or
cool.
Moon Knight. You're already going to have Moon Knight, right?
Yeah.
Put Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, Blade.
I'm there for it, man. I would get into that.
Starts with Blades. Blaze continues on with multiple Ghost Riders. Start with Keanu.
All right.
So Keanu for Mario would be Blaze. And if they do it that way, I can do it that way. Sure.
Yeah. Would you accept Namaritas as Danny Ketch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, I can't even remember really how he looked really.
He had the black jacket with the chain around.
No, the Ghost Rider I can't, because that was actually my favorite one for a long time. I was like, I had like that because I had those comics. I bought them when they came out. I had the #1, and I was like, oh, this. And he was the one I was reading about in the Midnight Sun story. It was always the Danny Ketch one. You know, the Penance Stare. Did Blaze have that?
Blaze didn't have that. That was introduced.
The Penance Stare was one of the key elements I liked about
the whole bike too.
The bike,
his bike was a lot different than Blaze's.
Yeah,
Blaze just had like a regular bike, you know. His was like, ooh.
Yeah, but he still had the flame wheels though.
Yeah.
Either way, lots of good shit they could do a Ghost Rider, man. Visually badass character, so badass.
Yeah.
But what if AA? Overall thoughts. Thus far, we're not done yet. We got 4 more episodes to go. This is the first time we cover a 2-parter, so you guys will see us come back and do the What If Part 2, the back end of the episodes. I'm loving it, man. I look forward to it on Wednesday.
I love the What Ifs. I love the series of What Ifs.
Yeah.
You know, these were always fun to read. They're non-canon, you know, and it seems like they got some of these storylines from the What Ifs. Jane Foster becoming Thor, that was actually a What If.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's kind of interesting.
That's pretty cool. So they're getting even stories from, you know, those What If stories.
I think there was What If Hulk killed Wolverine, and there's also What If Wolverine killed Hulk. What if Punisher killed Daredevil, I believe.
Yeah.
What if Punisher became an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
And it's like, what if the Avengers have fought Galactus instead of the Fantastic Four?
That's right.
You know, what if Thor became a Herald of Galactus? You know, what if the Silver Surfer possessed the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet, very cool. I remember that one. That was a pretty cool one. He kind of goes a little bit nuts.
A little bit, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he has good intentions or whatever. But Shalabal is like, man, what the fuck? Like, you going nuts?
Yeah.
But, like, you got to get your shit together.
Mario said, stunt rider and biker dude.
Oh, nice.
He said, great spending the evening with you guys. You're the best. Thank you, Mario.
Same here, Mario. Thank you for everything. The great visuals to present and show our audience, and also the wonderful pickups. I can't show mine, you know why. But
hopefully Steve gets back with you.
Yeah, I know. I want to know. I mean, obviously we have the merchandise right now, but to be returned to you soon, sir. We'll talk to you and see you soon, Mario. Get some rest.
Thank you for spending time with us.
Yeah, man. Thank you for hanging out. We appreciate it. It's always an extra joy when you're here hanging in there and offering some of the highest insight that there is regarding all this stuff. But
I love the episodes. Man, I don't remember the comics being so bleak though, like a lot of these endings have been. Though.
You know what? It's funny to me because as we were discussing it during these episodes, I started thinking, I was like, I think they were kind of bleak. There were a lot of the endings were kind of sad or whatever,
like Twilight Zone-ish, right?
Yes, and that's why it wasn't meant to be. It was just that was like, it's a good thing it didn't. I think the audience is meant to think like it's a good thing that didn't happen that way. And it happened the way that we know it. You know what I mean? You're almost supposed to meant to feel grateful for what we got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I kind of had to tell my family like, no, this is what if like this branch happened, you know, and and it's kind of showing us, what the bad shit that can happen.
Yeah, and then we see that Kang somehow clipped those ends.
I was like, man, he did a really good job.
I'm like, damn, man, you really am pruning them alternate realities.
He did great. He did a great job. What a badass he was.
hey, if you think he's bad, wait till you meet his variants.
Yeah. Well, I think the one we saw was supposed to be Immortus.
Immortus, yeah.
So Kang is the one that's gonna go and fuck up shit.
Damn, the one the statue is of.
Yeah,
that
and
we
then
saw.
Immortus is supposed to be the one that fixes everything. So
Shit, man, that's crazy, man. Just give me. I like Mobius is back. You know what I mean? Mobius and Mobius.
Mobius. Mario said the Watcher is Rod Serling of the Twilight Zone.
Yes, definitely, man, and I love that.
And it was cool that they made Stan Lee a Watcher, kind of too. Remember?
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
like he was telling him all his stories.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was cool.
That's pretty cool, man.
Because I was like, man, that's a perfect role for Stan, right?
Yeah,
in a Watcher.
Yeah, he was in all those movies, so it makes a lot of sense. But they're doing the figures already. They're gonna have the what if figures, yeah. And the when you build you build the Watcher. Man. Yeah, so it's neat. Those. Yeah, but
it's funny because I was talking to Jack and Boy and Art, and I was saying that Gladiator story. I was like, all those Marvel Legends and Gladiator for some reason is $60, and I was like, why is Gladiator $60? Because he has the head of Galactus. I was like, oh fuck.
There you go. Man.
Wow. So like Gladiator, I know no one's really a fan of Gladiator, but it's like, damn, if you need that fucking head, you have to buy a $60 Gladiator toy.
Yep. I'm telling you, man. It's highway robbery on that stuff. My nephew just likes to play with them, so it's like when he wants one, I'm like, let me go see if I can find it on eBay, and I'm like, ugh. Sometimes it's rough, and I'm like, man, he just wants to play with it. Like, that's not fair.
They don't even make it easy for you because like kids want to play with them, but they're really going after collectors when they put the figures to build a figure.
Oh yeah,
and that's bullshit.
And kids like that too because they're like, oh, that's neat. Can we get all of them?
Neat,
and you're like, man,
there's some kids that just want to just buy them and just play with them.
Yeah, I mean, but that's something fun. And then they make a version that's cheaper for you to play with. Like, oh, and it sucks. I'm like, well, he don't want to play with that one. It doesn't do anything. It's just like stiff.
Like years and years and years ago, I used to work at Walmart a long time ago, and I used to be like a supervisor. I would always like walk around, and the collectors would come at me and say, "Hey man, have you got any of the new McFarlanes? Have you got any of the new Marvel?"
Jeez.
And I was like, "Oh brother," and you just see them like every day, just fucking waiting. It'd be the same guys waiting by the toys, and you're just like. Oh, when I would see him, I would just go like this.
Yeah. Can't wait to jack up the price and
that's all they would do. And then I would see him at the Comic-Con shows. I would see him at the Comic-Con shows, and $20, 25, 30.
My nephew's 8. That's the worst part for me is that like he thinks like a Build-A-Figure Z. He's like, oh, that's cool or whatever. He doesn't grasp that it's 6 figures and they're 25 each, and it's like, but he shouldn't have to grasp that.
He shouldn't because fair, you know what I mean? Like it was fun because like you remember the old X-Men toys, X-Force toys.
Yeah,
we can just get them at KB's Toys R Us. Exactly. Just pull them, and it was like what $10, maybe $5, $10, and boom, here I got Cable, I got Deadpool, I got Cyclops, Apocalypse, all these badass toys, not having to worry about fucking building something. Yeah, and it was just so much easier and so much better.
And not even that, but those figures like had accessories. They had cool stuff.
They had a lot of accessories.
Like, now they make the ones that are supposed to be like for my nephew's age. Well, they're lame. They're just like generic ones. Yeah. Then you see it right next to that Marvel Legend one, and it's got the accessories and the posability. And I'm like, well, come on now. I mean, they want
you're
that
going
one.
You're going after the fucking collectors, and that's what blows.
Exactly.
That's what fucking just pisses me off.
Yeah.
So, but we've already been over this topic already, where you know my feelings on when it's just focused on collectors.
Yeah. And I'm the same way, man. I mean, like, again, I'm literally living through it where it's like, oh, he wants to play with them.
Really, this should be anything like collecting. Like, it shouldn't be like
that's set up for, us or whatever. It's not going to move. It's not going to do. My nephew would have no interest in this. He'd be like, well, kind of boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But, anywho, the what if figures, they're coming out. So, if somebody wants to build the Watcher, then I'm sure somebody will build it and then resell it for a higher price. But, it was a great show. I loved it. It's so far it's been a great show. I loved it. My least favorite episode. What was your least favorite episode? I don't think you said.
I think it had to be the Sharon Carter, but not because what everyone says. It just seems like the other ones have more depth in them, more characters.
Okay. So even the strange one, even though it's depressing, you still...
Oh, no, I just said it was, like, hard to watch.
Yeah, it's hard to watch.
It was really good. It was damn good, though.
Yeah. Like, you're like, I'm glad I watched it once, but no need to go back.
That one, I would say, is, like, the best one.
Oh, wow.
And then I really enjoyed the zombie ones, and then the Black Panther one is number 3. the serial killer number 4 with Hank being the serial killer, and then the Sharon Carter number 5. And I just like the other ones because, like I said, it has more characters.
Yeah.
Like even the serial killer one, it was cool seeing Thor, Iron Man.
Yeah.
Loki, all of them, Doctor Strange. That was just a really heartbreaking. But like zombies, the zombie ones had Spider-Man in there. That's cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
The Black Panther had Black Panther, Star-Lord, Ego, Thanos. So Sharon Carter, it was okay, but it's just like.
I get it. It was pretty much first Avenger just with her in the.
Well, not just that, but I mean, it had like cool changes. Like I said, it was like Steve was in the Iron Man outfit,
right?
But I don't know. It's just like it felt like it was just them two.
Yeah,
like the other ones just seemed like it had more stuff, more characters.
Yeah, hard for me to rank them, but I mean, I would probably say that obviously the T'Challa Star-Lord one of my favorite.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
but my least favorite was the serial killer, as you said.
Yeah, I remember you said that. Yeah.
But I enjoyed them all. I mean, like I said, I watched them all multiple times and continue to probably watch them. And I'm really looking forward to see what they do if they pull in the show stuff. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I think they will because that is part of them.
And I haven't read any spoilers, so I don't know what the next ones are going to be about. I really don't.
There's only one that I know of a little bit.
Is that the Strange Spider-Man? Or was that the?
I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the other one is that I don't know if you saw that because it wasn't the trailer, but like they show Killmonger.
Oh, that one, yes. When he's in the war.
Yeah.
When he saves Iron Man.
I think he's going to save Tony. Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm curious about that.
That's the only one. Okay.
It's Michael B. Jordan, so that's badass.
That he came.
I love the Killmonger character a lot, so I think that's very cool. I'm looking forward to it.
I saw his first appearance is still kind of affordable still.
Oh, really?
It's not too bad. Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to get the Michael B. Jordan though.
Right. Yeah. Well, I do have an issue 1 where it's like he's drawn like that on the cover or whatever. It's called Killmonger. These like a 6-part series, I think. Whatever.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool. Anything else, Double A?
No, just man, it was really cool. Pick up the comics; they're not really outrageously expensive.
Okay,
I picked up a lot of what it's like in the dollar bins when I gone.
Yeah.
There's really cool stories.
They're fun reads.
Yeah, they're really fun reads.
I love the one you loaned me, which was the Doctor Doom one. Which was it?
Oh, when he gets a gauntlet. And
yes,
he fucking goes up against the Celestials. And
yes,
everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was cool because it showed like what a smart guy can do with the gauntlet.
Yeah,
how far he can push himself. So that was pretty fucking cool.
That one's got to be kind of pricey, right? Probably not a cheap one.
No.
Really? Okay. No. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to look some up. And
I
would love to. That's a book. I really think about it. But that's a book that if somebody's just like, I have a stack of what ifs, I would like to just get a stack of what ifs.
And they're fun. Yeah. And like I said, they're really cheap. There's not like a lot of them that are outrageously expensive. Maybe like 2, 3 of them. Okay. Maybe. Like I know for whatever reason, Deadpool, the Stories of Marvel Universe is super fucking expensive. The one that the Jane Foster becoming Thor, that one's outrageously expensive, and maybe issue 1, maybe.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. I saw Lucky the other day, Dork Dad, also from Now. He had the one where he's got like his little robe blowing up. He's kind of doing the
It's that was always a funny one.
Who watches the Watcher? He said that's pretty hilarious.
But they're fun. Just like you said with the Elseworlds, DC, the What If are really cool and really twisted. Some of them can be.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Like they have one where Beast, he continues to mutate.
Yeah, I think there's a Wolverine one like that too. What if Wolverine?
And he becomes a vampire.
That's right. I used to have that one. I thought the cover was cool where he's got Jean Grey, It's going to be his vampire queen. So I'll get what I want.
But a good series. I mean, they're really short. You can watch them real quick. They're on Disney Plus right now. Episodes 1 through 5. Every Wednesday. They're available every Wednesday. So
yeah. I want to thank everyone that came out and joined us tonight and hung out.
It was a really good one.
Yeah, great crowd tonight.
We heard our bigs tonight.
Yeah, and cool stuff again on loan from Mario Delgado, Authority Comics.
Space Ghost, man.
Reach out to him.
Space Ghost fan.
Oh, that's beautiful in there, man. Really, seriously. Yeah, check out episode earlier to see what that looks like. But shoot.
Oh wow.
Oh, there you go. Mario.
The first Wolverine kills the Hulk is worth a lot of money.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Dang. I'll take one. No, probably reprint maybe. But shoot, Double A, unless there's anything else.
Oh, man, that's it.
All right, we're going to get out of you guys' hair. Let you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Mask up. If you haven't been vaccinated, we suggest you do it.
And it sounds like it's going to be mandated anyway.
It may be. It may be. So, guys, something we like to say.
Real quick, on September 11th, tomorrow, 20 years.
That's right.
Tomorrow.
The big 2-0, yeah.
Yeah,
And check out our episode from maybe season 1 or 2.
Yeah.
We addressed 9/11 and what its impact had on pop culture. There were comics about it. So
Morrow says, sleep well, brothers. You too, Morrow.
You too, Morrow. Guys, something we like to say at the end of every show, we like to say, if there's something that's out there in the world that you want to do, something that you want to change, something that you want to make happen, you got to seize the day, guys. For many of the characters in What If, that's what they did. Sharon Carter seized the day, and she hopped in the chamber and became Captain Carter. So that was pretty awesome. I love that.
Doctor Strange tried.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to seize the day over and over and over again. But
the zombies certainly did.
The zombies, the ultimate opportunists, the zombies. But the other thing we'd like to say is a direct quote from our beloved Steve Rogers, Captain America. Well, in our universe anyway, which he says, we're gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. When he had to get back the half of the population, there was no failing. You got to do whatever it takes, and we see that over and over again as a recurring theme. Both those lines kind of have a similar meaning to them. We just put it to you in two different ways. Seize the day, do whatever it takes. Guys, for myself, CM Chuck, and
Double A.
This has been Just Another Friday Night. We thank you for joining us. Have a good night.